think it should be. I think it should be fine. I think it. Hi, okay. Hi, Varel. And thank you, Pog, for stopping by, guys. Hi, Kyedae, love from the Philippines. I love you all. You are alive. Yes, of course. Oh my. I'm hoping that it's gonna be okay. Hello everybody. Did you sleep all day? No, I didn't actually. I woke up at 8 a.m. I only had like 2 or 3 hours of sleep. And thank you, Asura, for the 500 bits. Have a lovely day. Thank you so much. Title scuffed? Uh-oh. Really? Uh-oh. Thank you. Wait. What was the title? What was the title? Oh. It should work. Oh. Oh my god. Yeah, I just realized. Thanks, guys. That's not embarrassing. Oh my lord. And thank you, Trevor Ever, for the sub. Ten's low-key best Valorant player, no cap. Low-key? Okay. That's funny. And thank you, the Ichi-sama, for the gifted sub. Oh my god. Are you finishing It Takes Two? I'm not sure if I'm going to be starting or finishing the rest of that today. Do you like cold water or room temperature water? I think it really depends. Oh my god. Are you taller than Tyson? I'm not taller than Tyson, no. And thank you, Yosh, for the 2 months. Oh my god. Did you eat all your food? Hi. Come here. Come here. Come here. Good boy. Yes. I got you. Sorry. Okay. Guys, he blends into my shirt because it's black. Look at it. Yeah, he's getting so big, I know. I love this dog. Okay, thank you, that's enough. He's camouflaging. Are you tennis girlfriend? I don't know what that means. All right. What time is it where I live? It is currently 2:53 p.m. So the game is supposed to start at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. What song is this? I have no idea. Aren't you sick of hearing Are You 10's girlfriend? Not really, no. I feel like if I let it bother me, then people will keep doing it, so I don't. Did you end up fixing your Valorant audio yesterday? I didn't, Foltz. I have to figure that out. Do you like Asu? Oh, I think he's really cool. This music is so scary to me. Do you have a stream schedule? Sorry, I'm new here. At the moment, no. Once my semester ends, I will. What style do you have for your eyelash extensions? I want to get them done, but I don't know what to ask for. So I used to do classics, but when they fall out, they look really sparse and weird. So I get volumes. They're a little bit more on the pricier side. And thank you, Ku-Ichigo, for the sub. We'll see how this goes. I don't know. I've never seen this team play before, so this music is really strange. Like, what the fuck is this music? It's basically a 16-year-old prodigy IGL carrying. Wow, 16-year-old IGLs for this team? Really? That's crazy. There we go. I just can't do this anymore. I think I should this up. Okay, that's better for me. Oh my god. Better? I hope that's better for you guys. Kyedae, is Asuna your boyfriend? No. He's like a little brother to me. Do you like adobo? Adobo or adobo? Adobo or adobo? I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's like my favorite. This is the beginning of the best of 3, yes. It's 2 minutes to the match. I'm gonna be making more 100 Thieves content with people at 100 Thieves. Yeah, I will be. It'll be great. Do you like adobo or have you tried it? Yes, I like chicken adobo. My nose is itchy. I think I'm gonna, I don't know if you guys would be down, but I'm trying to set up actually making adobo with Valkyrie. Or Rachel is her name. Ray. So, we'll see. And thank you, Pippilol, for the sub. Ray doesn't know how to cook, though. So, I think I have to teach her how to cook. But I don't know how to cook adobo. So, we'll see. Can Tyson cook? You really think he looks like the type of person that can cook? He doesn't even know how to do his own fucking laundry, guys. Oh my god. Don't even. And thank you, Vincent, not Vincent, for the 2 months. Don't roast him like that. I'm just telling the truth. Before you idolize people, just know what they're like IRL, guys. He's an amazing person, though. I love him. Wait, Kyedae is Filipino? I'm not Filipino, no. I'm Japanese. Aww.
The champion of this one. Asuna gets the triple off the rocket as the
Welcome back to the Valorant Champions Tour.
Yay, Sully and
Upmind. To see who
my
can
homies.
continue their path all the way to
Sully's
Iceland
cool.
with a round of 8 beginning right here, right now on the Nerd Street Gamers stream. My name is Upmind, joined here by Sully. We have some banger games today.
You guys want to see something really funny?
The games we saw yesterday, some
You see
insane
this guy here?
pop-ups. I mean, the talent is continuing to grow, and the fact that only 4 teams continue their run to Iceland, it just blows my mind. With the amount of talent we have in this bracket alone, of the teams that missed down in the last qualifier, dude, it is going to be a straight
My homie,
to get into
Sully.
those qualifiers.
He's my
It's
homie.
gonna be tough, dude.
Okay?
It's gonna be tough. I mean, we've already seen a couple of contenders already go down from that bracket, but we can talk about the bracket a little bit later. For those that might be a little bit confused about the formatting of things, we have none other than Rivington to show you guys what's up.
Let's watch that.
Welcome to the Valorant Champions Tour,
Excited?
a year-long tournament circuit featuring the best players and teams from all over the world, culminating in a global championship event, Valorant Champions.
I actually like
Stage
these casters are
begins
good,
with challengers,
in my opinion.
where teams compete in regional tournaments for a place at Masters. Teams who compete in Masters events will earn points that help them qualify for Champions. And Champions is where the best teams from around the world compete.
Diaper?
On a
I can't wait
global
for Diaper.
stage, where the art of greatness is on full display. And one team will be crowned 2021 Valorant Champions.
2021 champions. Let's go, boys! I really hope that they can make it to Iceland. That'd be super cool. And if Tyson could go to Iceland, that means I'm going! Vacation
Here's a quick
time.
rundown of our action. That
So,
has already
I'm excited.
happened
I hope they
back
make
on
it.
Thursday and Friday, and of course today, Saturday, going into tomorrow. You guys are watching quarterfinals
Echo?
1 and 2. That is Nobles and
Oh.
Sentinels alongside NRG and LG playing off today. And tomorrow, you guys will be able to watch FaZe versus T1 headed up after with Gen G and TSM. I'm excited
and
for
thank
that
you, Ollie,
Gen
the
G
kid, for the sub.
TSM match, man. But let's talk about, of course, our. You know, we have to talk about.
No, I'm
think
sure
the-
if they
the
qualified
fact that
for
we have
Iceland, that
Noble
Sentinels would
in this game
probably
today.
loan
Yesterday they
him
had a
out
great
again
one,
for
right? They
Iceland.
had their game
You know what I
against
mean?
EG.
It only makes sense.
Their
But who
path
knows?
might have been a little bit easier than others. We would like to think from the
Kyedae
outside
does Tyson
looking
have
in.
tendonitis? No, he
But
doesn't.
for those that missed out on the action, you guys have an opportunity to catch up with it right now.
Wait, these guys are so young, I know. Solly's like 17 or something, I think. Still in high school.
Having the Spectre in hand
And thank
does
you,
destroy the recon bolt.
MX.
They know at
Symbol
least
for
someone's
the
there.
sub.
The leader comes on by, immediately a double.
Whoa.
They got a dribble.
We should visit this Philippines someday. I'd love to visit the Philippines. The Philippines looks so beautiful. I know that there are some like really dangerous areas, but if you do your research, like it's an amazing time. Oh, good job, Governor.
Blix has no clue, watching up for that mid-cross, but Blix doing all the damage all by himself. Doesn't matter what he uses. 4 kills for Blix.
Enemy remaining.
And thank you, Slick, back for the sub. I love you, baby. Please drop 10s for me, baby, please.
And now we can look at the bracket heading into today, where you can see
I'm
how
gonna
Noble
have to
slid their way in. They had to
kindly
face up
reject your
against a team
offer.
called On the Way.
Thank you,
Recently
Janely, for the sub.
formulated.
Thank
I thought that
you,
game would be a banger, and indeed it was.
Ant-Man for
Noble
the sub,
slid
and thank
by
you, Phoebe, for the
2-0.
sub.
And the rest of the bracket, Sully, kind of easy breezy. Potentially had teams like Gen G and even TSM.
The Sentinel
that had
game
a
is
couple
supposed to
of
start
bumps in
right
the
away
road,
here.
But this is the top 8 that we're looking at, and it was almost expected.
Right, I feel like when you look at all of these 8 teams, though, Gus, it's kind of like, no way only 4 of them get to make it through, right? LG
God, he
and
was
NRG
rendered
is a banger.
speechless.
FaZe and T1, the revitalized
Oh my
T1,
God.
the dominant Smeagol FaZe. One of those teams have to go home, and then Gen G, TSM. We
Ooh.
said in the first Masters that it's not an NA event without TSM. Well, this is another opportunity where Gen G, who have been on a tear, could go home, or TSM again could find themselves a spot in the back seat.
And it's funny, right? Because Gen G TSM, that rivalry matchup could have been broken entirely. Complexity took up map 1. Sonics did the same thing. There was
Oh,
a
it's
moment
amazing that
in
you say you
time
read all of
where
chat,
we
but you
thought
didn't read
that
this,
bottom
see?
bracket game would be totally different. That it would be Complexity versus Sonics out
I
of some
read
sort of
everything.
stroke of luck. But like you mentioned, the most
Sip
important
water.
part of today is that every single game now matters. These are the games that transfers you directly to week 2 of Challengers going into next week. And for this first game that we're about to spectate,
I
it
hope
means
TSM
everything
wins.
for
Haven't
both
they
of these
been
teams.
not
Yeah,
playing super
Sentinels
good
and Noble
lately?
is going to be a game that I think a lot of people weren't anticipating, at least from the side of Noble, right? I don't think Noble has been a team that's been on a lot of people's radars, but they have been grinding. Now, everybody knows Sentinels, right? They missed out on the first opportunity in the closed qualifier, losing out to BBG. I think that's a testament to kind of the mortality that Sentinels have, right? They aren't immortal. They can be taken down,
Thank you,
and I think
Huey, for the
Noble is one of those
100
teams that have a
bits.
really good
Loved
opportunity
watching you
to
and
do
Tyson
so.
play. It Takes Two.
And
Maybe
Noble have a
LOL.
a
When
very
you come mad at
good
him.
resume under their belt just in the last challenge.
Dude,
It's their
I'm
first,
just I'm a sore
official
loser,
together,
and
because
so is
actually
he.
Zekin
And we're
just
super
turned
competitive.
16. Sully, you
so.
just turned 17. You left that 16
But for
club,
those of you who were
Zekin,
watching
he's
last
now
night,
joining the 16
there was
club,
a
and he
definite
wasn't able to
keyboard
play
diff.
in Riot
Am I
Sanction
right?
events before Challengers #1 of stage
My keyboard's way better.
number 2. So what do? In the first official that they played, they take down
Yes,
Luminosity,
sir.
a team that went all the way to
Kyedae,
Masters.
what would you do if
So
Tense proposed to
this
you
matchup
and
here
the
for Noble,
the
it means
wedding was
everything
a
for a lot of
Valorant
these young
based?
guys who
I
some
would
of them
walk
don't even
out.
have prior competitive experience outside of Valorant. But for Sentinels, it's a whole different story.
Right, everybody knows the name, right? I feel like they're an NA staple in majority of homes, right? Shazam,
Valorant-based wedding?
Don't even get me started on obviously 10s.
Yo, don't even get me started.
Score just in this event alone. He's nearly topping out the 300. But man,
No!
Sentinels, they're a powerhouse. Everybody
What
knows
the
it, and we know Shazam.
That
He is
sounds
no man to sleep on
horrible.
any team. He's definitely done his homework here against Noble, but I feel like we can
Spike
expect the
diffused
same thing
cake.
from Noble as well.
One
Yeah.
of the
Oh, you
reasons
said
why we think that
said
this
it too.
matchup will be close is
Thank you,
because
Vanguard
of those
Metrics
picks and
for the
bans
sub.
and how these two teams
And
actually
thank
have
you, Rhino's
fairly
looking
similar map
for
pools.
the 100 bits. That wedding would be
Noble
very
and
focused.
Sentinels,
I don't know
when it
about
comes
that.
down to the picks and bans and their insta bans, they literally have identical map pools. Icebox and Bind always being Noble's insta bans, and same thing with Sentinels, right? They were the top dogs on Icebox, but recently they kind of fell off. So instantly, we've got a very
You guys
very
have the
comparable
worst
map pool
ideas.
between these
I
two
will
teams,
never have
and
any
Noble,
of you
when it
plan
comes
my
down to it,
wedding.
They are very strong on
No,
most
no,
of
no,
these
no, no,
maps.
no, no.
Obviously, Split is one of Sentinel's best, but to have that as kind of a safeguard
When do you
as that
sleep,
third map
Maddie? I
decider,
don't sleep.
they're looking strong. Ascent being the second map that's picked by
Oh my God.
Sentinels, having that safeguard again going into Split. If they were to lose the first map, Sentinels, they've got a good chance to 2-1 here, but I
I'm thinking
also
Rowdy
feel
for
like
this
the best case scenario as well for Noble is another 2-1. So I'm expecting a really close series, but it could go either way.
And Haven is the most
Instead
split
of
map
saying I
in a
do,
sense for Noble, right?
you
They
say,
only have a 57%
"Sheesh!"
win rate. in
Oh
the
my
last
God,
few
that is
months,
such a
and
good
it's also one
idea.
of the maps that's the least
That is
played
so good.
outside
I think
of Icebox. They're
I think
currently 8 and
Tyson
6 on the map in
would
comparison
close the
to
ring
Sentinels,
box,
Yep.
who have been
put it back
absolutely
into his
dominating
pocket, and
Haven.
walk away if I did that.
I mean, Sentinels are a team that is formidable on
So,
on
I
almost
don't think I
every map
should.
respectively, right? A 90% win rate on Ascent, a plus 70% win rate on Haven as well. So, I mean, this is a really scary map pool, I think, for Noble. But again, they do have a
Do you
very
have
strong
anything
map
to
pool,
say
and they've
to the
obviously
groom?
been very rehearsed. This is a team that has grinded
Hey
long and hard
Tyson,
to get to
I
the
just
top.
wanted to say
And while
you're
they're
super
not there just yet, they
poggers.
got to take down the
You
big
know,
dogs.
you're my
It's
little
Sentinels,
pog
man.
champ.
Oh my word. All right, let's
Can't
see
wait to
now.
have a
Sentinels,
pogger
they've been
life with
playing
you.
up with a fairly basic comp here on Haven, and it's worked out for them
I'm done.
in flying colors.
Dude, I've been
However,
streaming.
for Noble, they have been playing around with their comp a whole lot here for Haven.
I didn't even know what
Right,
Keck
I think
W
with
was. I didn't know
Noble,
what
the
Pog
scariest
was. I
thing
didn't
is
know what
gonna be that
Pog Champ was. I
Asher in
didn't know
Sky, when
what
teams face up
Poggers
against a
was. I didn't
really
know what
strong Sky, even
any
a
of that
double initiator
was.
setup where on a map
Okay.
like Haven, I think it works really.
And then
really
all of
well
a
to get
sudden,
lot of
when I get into
information,
this
right?
world,
Use those
I'm
guidelines,
now
early
unironically
intel, same
saying
thing with Solo, use those
Poggers. Like, what the
recon
fuck
swords
is
and long,
that?
See wherever you want to use on the attacking side. Noble have a
I literally
really
need
scary
someone to-
composition, at least for the side of Sentinels, because there's so much
Like-
utility dump as well, right? To go up against three
I was gonna say
possible
something,
flashes,
but
nanoswarms,
it could be
grapples,
illegal, so I'm not gonna
everything.
say that.
It's gonna be a messy show, I think, for Sentinels, but
I think
they,
the
I
Rhinos
have a
leaking
feeling they are
100
still
beds.
gonna be very
You
prepared,
would have a
and
cypher
that's why they're
cam.
stuck to their usual.
Take Gil's picture.
It's something.
Get
funny
out.
that I said yesterday.
On my
I was streaming these
chat.
matchups,
No.
and we were doing some practice casts. The one thing that I talked about with this comp in specific from Sentinels
Dapper
is
takes
it's
the
just
pics.
dry. There's no sauce to it. There's no flair.
can't
There's
do
no
this
glitter.
anymore.
There's no sparkles. Why? Because it just works, Sully.
Yeah, I mean, what do they say? What ain't broke, don't fix it. So
If it ain't broke, don't
Sentinels,
fix it.
I
Cut
mean,
the
they
cake with the
haven't
jet
really
knife.
shown any
Okay, this
weaknesses
is
when
enough.
it comes
There's-
down to
we're
Haven,
done
right?
talking
Again,
about this.
a 90% win rate here on this map. What's the point of swapping? So Sentinels, they're the top dogs here. Again, this is Noble's map pick, so we do expect a little bit from them. An early gravel towards A is going to give them this early control and keep Shazam, or apologies, yeah, Shazam from taking that early peek.
The path to
think if you
Iceland
give it to 300
to continue now for the
so
best
orb
of
on the
NA.
aisle.
Sentinels currently trying to stomp their way back onto the A side as Noble take a very quick take.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, they're not going to deny that spike plant. I think the shock darts maybe came a little bit too late from Shazam, but the retake is on. A 5v5 just to kick it
Ooh,
off in
nice
the
shot,
pistol.
And I love that double hold into the heaven area, but Sikic and Sam combining for 2. However, there's only 1 remaining. It's probably the best player that you want in these types of situations. Tens playing around the spike area, and it's not going to be able to really formulate to anything. Zekin grabs himself a 3rd, and just like that, Noble have themselves a pissed around any lead over Sentinels.
Right, and now getting this momentum going, Noble are going to have the
face
guns.
looks
They're
really
not
fucking
wasting
shiny
anything.
today.
We talked about
I just
it
washed
in
my
our pre-show
face, so it's
before we
probably
went live, is
really...
that Zekin is an animal. I think we just saw it perfectly in that round in the
Just
in
has
the
a lot of,
post-play
like,
setup from Noble as well.
too much
Was
moisturizer
really
on
well
my
put
face.
together. A lot of concentration from the
Sorry.
swings from Heaven and both defender spawn, right? You had 2 players under Heaven prepared for the early fights. But now, Sentinels with just pistols, I don't think we expect too much. Noble are going to be looking to convert this round going into the 3rd as their bonus to get that economy going.
Noble
As we
finna
all know,
upset? I don't know.
MR13 can be very punishing, and against a team like Sentinels, you need all the momentum and all the credits you can get.
Looks so pretty. I love you. I'm watching from Greece. You're watching from Greece?
Going for yet another
so
one of those
crazy.
quick takes. And a fast combo out from Tens and Zoms.
Good
Right
job.
off the take. I like that discipline. Sentinels, they take on that
Why do you
first
have glasses
contact.
now,
One
but
of
not
their
in the
teammates ends up
video?
going down
I
the
always
corner.
watch-
They
I
all
always
group back into
wear
main,
glasses.
and they boot on out, trying
Sometimes
to
I
split
don't.
between Heaven and elsewhere. But Noble, with full free real estate here on site,
I'd love to go to Greece.
get a little bit dicey
Ugh.
for them, though. That man disadvantage alongside Sentinels and how fast they've actually made their retakes known here on Haven. It
watching
could
from
get deadly,
Egypt.
as indeed they go
Let's
in.
go!
Sick immediately getting a kill on the
Sick,
jungler.
your
Right off the
poggers.
curveball. Menace with another one, but there's still one
Yes.
more on site. Second up close. Oh, Menace ends up getting 2 at the same time. Could complete it with an ace. Spectre still out. Reloads.
No!
Starting off with a bang.
No!
That is one way to kick the Lords down. Sentinels. That looked like it was theirs. The pistol eco round was almost flawless, but Menace, dude, as his name
Oh
says, that is
my God.
crazy.
This
Sentinels.
guy's a demon.
Dude, my goodness, Menace. The movement, the steez with the blast
You know
back.
what? That was
Noble
kinda
are getting
cold.
it going.
But
a 2-0 start, but it's not
that
the bonus
was-
they wanted. They're going to try and convert this one into a bonus regardless
That
with
was a
lesser guns.
bonus.
But that round was
Or
punishing. Very
eco
punishing to
round.
Noble. This was the round where they
Not
were
a
hoping that
bonus.
you can get the ball going, right? The credits would have been on your side, but they're not,
my.
unfortunately.
Okay, Menace
Wow.
immediately. Wow, double satchel immediately into the plant. That's genius.
Spike down, though. I mean,
That was
Sentinels, they
good
do
for
have
Nico,
an
but
opportunity with that run it back, I think, but Noble, they have conceded the
Come on.
entire site. They know they've got an
Already?
advantage, and the ultimate Menace doesn't connect, but he's
Great
trying to
nade.
safeguard the site. He needs to stay up close. They are flushing him out with shot guards, and unfortunately, they've lost that control here. It's Noble.
Fortunately enough for Menace, but you still have Jangler fighting up with a frenzy. King with another one back onto Shazam. 6, still that Phantom
They're
goes down off
singing
to run it back.
upstairs.
Precision needs that frag onto Zoms, and Zoms and Sick finish it off. But well done from Noble. They get it done. They get the job done. They end up getting that spike down. And not only that, Sully, but taking
Just like I
away
need
the
to text them
rifles
to
from
stop.
Sentinels was the biggest thing. They're forced to reinvest into that next round. And Noble, right off of this bonus, they can continue their economy high if they end up winning this next round.
Right, exactly. I think you said it perfectly. The Sentinels, they're not going to have all 5 rifles against a very strong Noble bind. It was really wise of them as well, Noble, to decide to not fully invest into that round, right? They understood that that would have been our bonus. We wanted to convert that into a bonus. They followed through with their game plan. They ensured that no matter what, even if they
oh my
were to
god,
lose,
I don't
they
know
were
if I
gonna
can
have
keep the
more credits.
mic on because you'll
And due
hear.
to the fact that Sentinels, they invested everything into that round. Right now, Tens won't be able to get the second, or the 4th round operator. He's going to stick down to a Marshall. It is still a menacing buy. They've got 3 rifles for Sentinels. It's not, they're not out of the woods just yet here in Noble, but it's a little bit of a different take towards the seaside, and Tens is able to connect a single
Ooh.
shot, but
For sure.
3 growth is going to get them healed right back up.
No.
Interesting.
That's
interesting.
Tyson's
So the
step
Sentinels,
grandmother.
off of the fact that most of their players had around 3,000 credits
Hi,
going into
Plum.
this round, they've had to make some pretty tough decisions in terms of economy. You know what? The reason why I don't like this Marshall skin is because of that little ding that it makes me think that it
he's
gets a
hitting it?
kill,
Yeah,
right?
exactly,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean,
That
I
he got
play a
frag.
lot of aim labs, so whenever I hear the ding, I'm like, oh, he hit a shot, but no, Tens, he's good, right? But to just shoot blindly, he's not that good to shoot blindly and connect shots. But Noble, they have significantly slowed things down after losing that. I think that control in towards mid with Tens being that menacing presence. They have decided to default back to this A site where only Zoms is the Guardian. Now, however, we know
Okay.
Zoms to be super clean in this position. He can drop a smoke and send a Paranoia down short, isolate these fights.
I'm
But
gonna.
it's this
I
utility
just called
dump that Noble have that I think is
Tyson's mom
really
to
gonna
try to
overwhelm
call
him
and
here,
see if they can.
Thankfully, he is going to get a little bit of support.
Very quickly in terms of util, goes one of the birds, the guiding
Wow.
lights, and Menace
Wow.
using up one of his satchels, gets on top of Triple Box and takes down Zoms as he was trying to get ready for the ramp initiation. But instead, Menace takes him down. Noble have sight. But look how quickly they're trying to shut down the spike. Precision
This
takes
is
down 6.
16-year-old.
Tens is still alive with that Marshall,
Yes,
but
Tyson.
nobody's peeking him.
Right, and
thank
now
you,
this became 10
Maisel.
times harder for
Awesome.
Sentinels. No flashes, no main smoker. Obviously, you do still have the Cloud Burst, but even then, that might not be enough. But a great combo here as Jangler's forced
Ooh,
into position.
Tyson, another one.
Tens takes him down, and the Hunter's Fury still
Yes,
gets another one.
Ty!
Tens trying to overwhelm, but it doesn't matter. King is there for the trade, and oh, look at the HP on
Good job.
Shazam. 33,
That was good.
a
Tyson
gust of
did
wind
that.
would have taken him down, or at least another bullet from that clip. But Shazam shuts down King and Sentinels. Well, they were sweating for a little bit, but Noble, their run essentially has ended.
That was a great retake as well from Sentinels.
That
They
was
kind
beautiful.
of understood the positions that Noble really did
I
like to take.
don't
right, that
understand
under
how they
heaven
can-
clearance with a Hunter's Fury and Tens. He
They can do
poked
that
his
so
head right
quickly.
out, right
Yeah,
outside of
Tyson
heaven
opened up
just
so
to
much
get the
space.
pick as
Look
soon
at
as he
that.
finds the first on a second. A nice bird's eye view. We saw Tens take that early peek. Really well done from Sentinels here. And I think it's a very crucial round as well because, well, you're not necessarily going to fully reset Noble here, right? They can take one eco round. They'll be right back into the buy. But you boost yourself just a
I'm
little bit.
always
You
excited
wanna
for
keep as
Tyson.
many
I
players
love
who are
it.
alive,
I love
get the
seeing him
money
when he
rolling,
plays super
get the
good.
credits
It
going,
makes me super
and then you might have a
happy.
little bit more of a comfortable position.
And Noble this time, one of their first times actually doing this. It's more of a default. They have 2 over towards the long area.
Menace
2
is really good though,
right
actually.
into courtyard mid.
Oh,
One actually staying up in long, and that might be the
Cool.
interaction that we have to look out for because look how close those two actually are. Same thing with
Oh.
Precision. He has a massive lane to try to get a frag. Everyone from Noble is just going for, you know, for
Menace
lack of
is
better words,
17.
very noble
Oh, wow.
individual interactions.
see, I always feel like
Jangler as well,
young
swatting out the
kids
cam, understands now that
are
C
just
is in full control
another
here
level.
of Sentinels, and with Tens finding a pick down towards mid,
Let's
the
go,
regroup,
Tyson.
I think, has to be towards C because you understand that Sentinels have that
You know, I feel like
control.
young
Dapper's
kids
not gonna
always
make that
are
stack.
gonna-
Never mind, they've actually rotated 2 players back.
Ooh,
A phenomenal raid here
Dapper.
from Sentinels as Dapper cleans up 1.
Yeah, no, and the only reason why is because Dapper was very up close and personal
awesome.
in the cubby of long.
Yeah.
He got
19,
all those
19?
footsteps.
Yes.
Once he heard just a singular one, he
So
was just
Menace
like,
is
all right,
17,
yeah,
Zekin
or
is
more than just
16.
one. He was able to
Wow,
call
that's
out the
crazy.
rotation, but
Thank you for also
precision,
$50.
all
Big up,
right.
Tyson. Congrats
Very
on 100
precise,
views.
getting
You're the
himself a
best. Thank you.
massive kill and getting himself a second right onto sick.
No way, no
With
way.
the
They're-
updraft,
okay.
Tens missing out on his own shots.
Tyson.
Precision 2,
Fucking
but
scaring
Noble
me.
somehow able to get yet another spike plant on the A site.
This is crazy winnable as well, right? Because they
Zekin.
have the low HP for Tens. He goes around the corner, Zekin's there to punish, and that shot
Done.
dart could be punishing, but no, it's just Jangler. I thought for a second
good.
it was going to take down Zoms, but from up top, it's all good.
This
Sentinels
team is good.
do clean
No,
things
they
up,
are.
3-2,
They're
but
not bad.
again, super punishing round. The economy for Sentinels, dude. There's a lot of pressure on them right now.
Right. Dude, I swear you
Yeah, Zom's 1 HP.
The Animal Channel or something like that. The Shark Dart.
Shark dart.
These games are live, yeah.
Oh,
It's on
man. Yeah, I
the
mean,
Nerd Street
Sentinels.
Gamers if you
Actually
want to
talking
go
about
watch
that
it there.
round. It had to be a little bit of a cleanup. They've been trying to build up their economy for the last 2
Also
rounds, and
17?
they
Yep.
really haven't been able to do so. It's almost
Yes.
commendable to me that Noble are actually able to win out some of these individual battles and just
How did
keep
you feel,
forcing
headphones?
Sentinels
They're
to
pretty good.
reinvest. Now we get to a point where we are at the 6th round, and neither one of these teams have supremacy with the wallets.
I hope the volumes are
It's
okay
been a
for you
super
guys.
back
though.
and forth kind of setup here. That's obviously in part to the fact that Noble have been able to take so many guns out of their hands.
I actually
They've also
love
managed their
Sully
economy
and,
extremely well, right? They're only going to have
the
one
other
intermediate
caster.
round with that economy. Menace, a bit scary there, but he will take a blast pack
Okay,
out of there.
that's good.
He's going to get healed up, so they now have information here at least.
busting.
For Sentinels. 2 players are leading towards this A
Good.
side.
Thank you, Phoebe,
Dapper's
for the
being
100
that spot
bits.
towards C where they have the illusion of control, but right now Noble, they love doing these defaults and regrouping
forget
for
his
a
name.
hit, but currently
Sully-
Sentinels, they're really
Sully's
giving
really
no
good.
leeway. The only control they have is towards A. And
You
even
and Sully
then,
should be
2
besties.
players
Dude,
lined
I
up.
bet you
Both
Sully and I would
Shazam
get along
and
so well.
Zoms
I'm not
are
even kidding.
locked up here on A. Don't know exactly what Noble can do here. Is it looks like Sentinels again
Mind,
have
yeah.
all of
Up
this
Mind's
control on
really
the
good
other
too.
side of the map.
Good on. Hey, baby.
At least here in Haven, this is what Noble has been building towards.
You
At
guys have
least
the
with
same
these last
humor?
2
Do we
rounds.
really? Oh my
Trying
god.
to see what sort of space they can make in their own individual choke
Ooh.
points, and it's just mainly trying to get
Nice try.
the entries. He's trying to get a man advantage. In that case, Noble, they regroup towards the A-long area, and they still end up getting a trade back. An immediate lockdown as they head up into short. But Zoms, he could stay safe. He's in hell, and he's, I mean,
Nice.
it's all or nothing. He just wants to hold it down, ends up getting the kill. Now he can go free. The Hunter's Fury going in, gets pressured out, and he's still not dead. Still precision, getting one back. Dapper gets him down, and King with a 2K.
Yes!
6 to holding it down. 8
6
seconds left.
seconds.
Look at the HP.
Yes!
No way, King.
Good job,
Sick
Hunter!
took a
Holy
moment,
fuck.
thought about the shot, sat up on the
Sick
perch,
is built
and
different.
didn't go down at all.
That was major
Sentinel
clutch up.
somehow winning
Holy
out that
shit.
interaction again. A great rotation right on point.
Let's
Sully.
go.
Right, yeah, we can kind of see the game plan from Noble is they're trying to get very early control, maybe win off those picks, but they're not getting early
And
picks.
thank
The thing
you,
with Noble,
Aloy,
what I have
for
written down
the
is they are
100
very,
bits.
very good at getting
Hobbs,
opening
hi.
kills.
Hello,
right?
hello.
Most of their opening kills come within the first 20 seconds, but Sentinels, they're just as good as doing that. So when neither team is finding opening picks, and especially when you're an attacking side like Noble, it's very hard to adjust, and to not be able to find that opening pick as well out towards long really did punish them, and unfortunately,
Thank you,
it's a little bit of a
Quarkly, for
wonky
the
buy.
sub.
Precision's gone for Vandal, no armor. And the rest of Sentinel, that was a huge round, I think, to build up their economy, but unfortunately, again, they only walk out with one player.
Tyson, there's literally one person there!
Oh, unfortunate for Tens, but more than fortunate.
Oh
for
my
the
God,
team that he wins that
sick!
interaction. There you go. Sick with the run it back. He has all the confidence in the world, gets the wrap up in snipers, and takes down 2 on the mid side, including the spike, which is fully in the hands of Sentinels. Dapper rotating back into C Link, takes down
Nice.
Jangler on the outside of the Nebula. Noble now down to 2 without a spike.
Diaper, look at what
The
Diaper
Spike is
just
in
did.
full control here of Sentinels. This is, I think, again,
Diaper's
all about
built
economic
different.
damage. You pulled 4 players around the last. Try and do the same thing here. You've already got one. It's both Zekin and King. Zekin is probably one of the more destructive players. He's definitely been one of the most consistent for Noble. So if they could get a little bit more here, it would be nice. But unfortunately, Zekin's going to be shut down. It's just up to King with a Phantom. Given the current state of the economy, Gus, this is, again, we kind of run it back how Sentinels need to get this going, but this is
Thank you,
the
Ray
round.
Cutie,
I think
for the
that'll
100 bits.
might break the
I
ice.
feel
And now
like
that we've hit
everyone
kind
in
of that
Sentinel
halfway point,
really
we're going
clears
into
their
round
way and
number
are
8
all
after
good.
this
That's
one.
why they do so well.
Sentinels are kind of pulling away with it just a little
No, I
bit.
completely agree with you. Everyone carries their weight, or
And I
even
did-
if, you know,
I did like the point that you mentioned.
Wow, so good.
About Zekin.
even if
just,
one
you know,
player
just kind of flying
does
by, saying that he
maybe
was
not
a pretty good,
perform
impactful
super
player on
well,
the server.
everybody
He's been
else
one of the most
picks it up.
impactful players in this tournament period.
And
He
I love how
currently
there's
has
always
a
one on lurk, like
1.52
Dapper, or
rating
sometimes it's
spike,
Zoms, or sometimes
and
it's even
he's
Tyson,
second
depending on the map.
in the entire tournament. He has
And,
gone that far.
you know, Sick,
and right
like
behind him is
Hunter,
actually
he
Tens,
is
who's actually sitting up in the
super
top 5. So
duper
this is almost like a
consistent, which is
dream matchup
amazing.
of just the powerhouses
great.
of this tournament thus far. Of course,
Double water
Tens
step?
is the
Okay,
one that
okay.
we've expected, but the story with Zekin is that this is only his second opportunity to play in the big leagues. They've only been able to play VCSs, essentially, Sully. So now Noble, they've essentially stretched out to top 16s in both times that they participated
And
in
thank you,
Riot
Triggle,
sanctioned
for the
events.
3
But
months
here against
of Kyedae.
Sentinels, they
Hello.
haven't exactly been able to get
No,
things
I think,
started on Haven, as you mentioned.
Sick is one of
Dapper's gonna
the
get all this
most
information. They even set up a cosmic
underrated
divide for the backside, and it's all about pulling Dapper away.
streamers,
They get this kill.
or
They
not
should be
streamers,
fine, but
Valorant
Dapper
players.
haphazard spray through the smoke does net him 1. That's going to slow them down instrumentally here on the execution.
Second showstopper from Menace thus far, and he just has to launch it. Tens right from below. He just Goomba stopped Tens. Oh my God! Steps on Tens, and he walks right by him. Menace goes down. The Cosmic Divide ends up being an absolute negative for Noble
Sick
in
is
that
the
sort
most
of
consistent
scenario.
player.
But they
I
double back to
completely
the
agree
A
with
site,
you.
which is empty once again.
Bro.
That showstopper was really the
Goomba
selling point,
stomp,
and
what
Sentinels
the
maybe
fuck?
pulled just a little bit. They got the Hunter's Fury
Hidden
out, so this
100.
post plan, if King wants
That-
to maybe get
not
even
gonna
more
lie to
aggressive,
you,
take some
that
players'
was-
lives, and he's
that
got a
was a little
chance,
bit
no
lucky.
opportunity missed, and he's got to concede.
That stings, but to get that Nano Swarm, he's gonna have to go big. And immediately with the Paranoia combo,
Ooh, and I
Sentinels
shot
now with a lane onto sight. Zekin watching out through short. That Blaze Wall has actually covered up one of their players. Jangler right in the middle, pulls up a Nebula up onto Heaven to try to isolate
Nice.
Shazam, but Shazam takes him down anyways. Oh, Sentinels, man, still with a 6, but Noble, considering the fact that they only had 3 players, they needed King to go big on that back line.
I think
His
he's trying to
goal there
distract
was
for the
just
sub.
to restrict the man advantage.
Right, you really needed King to.
No, I
to
think Tyson's
get
really
the
good
first
too.
pick on to maybe
Like,
one of the
I'm
key
not
components.
saying that
That would've
Tyson
been
isn't
Shazam.
good.
Had his
I think
recoil
he's
bolt to
amazing.
try and line up some information. Had the shock darts to
And
put
thank
a
you,
little bit
Krispy
of
Kreme,
pressure,
for the
but
$5. I know
unfortunately,
you'll always
the
root for
opportunity
Tyson,
slips on
but will
by,
you
and
be rooting
Sentinels,
for
they
100
collapse
Thieves
onto the
Val when they
site. A
play
great
against
retake as well
teams
off
that
that
aren't
Paranoia.
Sentinels?
Dashing
Yeah,
on
I
in,
will.
Sick, really good at isolating
I'll be
those
doing a
kills.
watch
Came
party.
down to Jangler, who I will give him some credit, was doing a pretty good job for himself trying to isolate 1v1s, right? He threw up the Nebula in heaven, like you said, but I mean.
But the
3v1,
amazing thing about my boss is that
the
he's
chances
fine
are
with
very
me
slim here. And
cheering
Noble,
on.
like I said earlier, is that Sentinels are feeling like they're starting to run away with it, and with this economic disaster for Noble,
Wow,
that's a
nice
disastrous
shot.
kill. They do still have a little bit of confidence, Noble, definitely with
I
these
think
sheriffs.
a hand for the
They've shown their flair,
100
at
bits.
least with the sheriffs. I mean, we've seen it from Precision, but
Oh my God.
that spam, man. Zekin is just chilling. He's seeing all those bullets whiz by, but look at the C site, Sully. It's empty once again. Sentinels, they have a tendency of just leaving one lane open, and Noble have been very actually able to clear those up.
Oh, I like the control, though. It's like they don't have control of C, but they have so much over towards A, and that needed to be Zekin's kill 100%. Now, you can see how split these Noble players are, and Tens is going to look and open the bomb.
Yeah, 4 players in one line. Had to come down to Jangler. Now Tens able to get himself 2 on the return back. Dapper taking up Precision, and yeah, that's yet another clear-cut retake. Not a lot of util towards that back line. Sentinels almost given like a red carpet towards site. Just you know, make your way on. Say hi to the paparazzi, pose for the defuse. They already have the dub here for the half, Sully, and that's what Noble's been scared of, because
Sentinels have
Haven
great
isn't
chemistry.
exactly their best map.
Yeah, I'm really glad
I mean, it again comes down to
that,
kind of
you know,
this,
Tyson
like,
settled in
map
so well
pool, how
with this
both teams
team.
love to play both Split, Haven, and Ascent, and
I'm
those,
just
I think
really
that
happy
was
for him.
Obviously, the expected maps. with both
Tyson's
these
just super
events,
happy,
Xbox
just in
and
general,
combined.
you know.
However, there's a little bit of a silver lining, right? A 5%
When he was
difference
with
in
the
their
Cloud9,
favorite
he
side,
just-
a 50% win rate
it
on the
wasn't-
attack,
it wasn't that good.
55% win rate
So,
on the defense for
yeah.
Noble. So
I'm really happy
not
for him.
all hope is lost, but you jump back to the fact that this is probably Sentinel's best, one of their best maps with a 90% win rate themselves. It was never going to look pretty for Noble, but I think this was the start they needed to get going.
Sick with that running back. He's been so pivotal just off of this ulti alone, and it runs out. Not able to get any contact. That boombot's so scary. Well done for Menace actually pulling that back. And that there's actually been double short coverage a whole lot of the time.
Wow.
And good info peek purely from Menace, but that's his last satchel. Can't really do much off of that. And look at that paranoia nailing right onto Precision. They know that he's there. Sick, he was looking at that info earlier, but he's still gonna get taken down from that angle. Precision holds on. Menace
Bored?
pulling
I look
away
bored?
attention
I'm not
just
bored.
from his
I'm
spam alone.
really
And now
into this
Noble,
game.
they find themselves in a man advantage.
Right, that was the opening pick that Noble's been looking for, and I think where most of their success comes from. When they get the opening pick, they're always able to
Whoa, I'm
convert it
learning.
into
Me
something.
too. This is
They've
why I
shut
love
down
watching
probably
pro
one of the
play.
biggest
It's because like I see some stuff that I've
retake
never seen
aspects
before.
for Sentinels, right? You lose 6,
I
you
will
lose
never
that
be able to
extra
execute
potential in the
it,
form of
nor do I
Phoenix, you're
play
left
the
down to
agent.
just Tens.
But I think it's really
Posted
cool.
up on the B site, so Ravwell goes in. Dapper's gonna have to leave the site. He doesn't want to overcommit to this fight. The site is open. Cage is up to prevent any control into the back here.
Ooh.
It is Menace to try and make a lurk, but even that Dapper, he's just
Let's
got 2 through
go.
smoke.
There you go, Dapper. You thought Noble had a little bit of a chance, right? But that man advantage has been erased in an instant. With that spike going down, Sentinels actually thought that it was doubling back to B. King still gets a frag back.
I think he's starting
Now
for
they have
the
to wait. They have a couple.
Ooh, Tyson.
They had a couple of ultis,
Oh,
but Zons lines up 3. All 3 players remaining for Noble, trying to go for the trade in that back line.
Okay.
But Zons with 1 clip just keeps spraying, and they
What
all
the
walk into his
fuck?
crosshair.
I think the most interesting thing, at least in that post,
Jesus
was
Christ.
Noble not thinking that they should concede the site.
Zombs
You had a Hunter's
Nation.
Fury,
Quite
you
literally.
had Nanoswarms left over for King. I don't know why they didn't just
Wow.
decide to leave. You,
That was
you
nice.
kind of overcommit, I think, to this fight as well. Dapper, a really lucky running second headshot there to give the lead, obviously, to Sentinels. But man, Zombs, you picked them off one by one, and unfortunately, Noble, that should have been yours. You had the utility, you had everything going for you, but Sentinels, they somehow make it work. 8 rounds in a row now, 8-2. Noble, it's a much more weakened buy, but the max loss bonus is definitely helping them out. But look at how many rounds that have been defusals, 6 of them for Sentinels. So Noble, they're getting onto the site, but they are struggling with these post plants.
Zoms, he's been a menace in this position already, and Menace around the corner.
No!
Could just be able to take down his namesake, and there you go! Sweeps up both, but Zekin actually catches 2 off the Hunter's Fury. Tens around the corner, almost a collateral. Takes down
Tyson!
Precision. Jangler looking for the peak, but he looks around the corner in perfect timing. Dapper goes down. Noble have control, at least at this site thus far, but they have to watch out. First of all for Sick, and Tens in such a volatile position. He tries to run other way. In goes the spray. Sick comes in at a perfect time.
Hunter,
Blazewall covers
I'm
up.
scared.
Curveball out. Zekin now playing cat and mouse. Ring around the Rosie with a sight.
Oh!
10 shots
Tyson,
down. Oh my
what
God.
the fuck
The
are
heart
you?
attack from Zekin. He had to actually get it. But Sick still in shorts. Goes for the fake plant. Sick is out, and he spots him. Wonderful from Zekin. Bounces in.
I'm
No, the
so
shock dart
fucking
doesn't take him down.
stressed.
Plant is still in. Now he has some time to deal with. Sick.
Go.
Sticking around. Curveball out. He's inching out, and Zekin
No.
gets it. Noble finally take one back after their initial spurt at the very beginning of the game, and it was laborious to say the least.
Cool, that's what you want from your youngin.
Nice
Zekin
try,
pulls up a
Tyson.
massive clutch to give Noble some hope in this first half. An 8-3
Yeah,
scoreline
Zekin
isn't
is the
pretty, but if they can
16-year-old,
minimize
the
damage,
Silva.
bring it to 8-4.
Apparently he's
this is
the-
a very doable game here. I mean, this was the play that I thought would have been the closer, but Zekin, dude, a huge double hunter series. That's what you expect from the likes of maybe BCJ.
But did Tyson
one
shoot
of the
in
better
hell?
Sovas in North America, and Zekin. When things are tight, when you need an insane play, he pulls it off. That doubles hunter fear really set them up, and now Noble, they are feeling it. They've got a little bit more
Yeah.
momentum on their side.
He's so young. He has a
Tens
lot of
hold his
potential.
control down towards mid. However, an alarm bot is surely going to help King out here.
This always gives me anxiety whenever I see Tyson. Like, Tyson's a very like aggressive
This position from King.
person.
It already catches a lot of Sentinels off guard. You can
Tyson!
start to tell how a lot of their flanks have been going in on that short A side, and it comes up big as now
Nice try.
King can heal up with precision.
Again, that's clean from Menace, and the big thing is you've taken down the flank, you've taken down the Phoenix. Both the entries for the Sentinels retake are gone, and Noble have got 3 ults to work with, and this cutting of noise, they've got confidence it's going to be an A hit with the Seekers coming out. It's all about delaying here and a little bit of damage onto Zoms, but still, Noble.
You like
45
Sick
seconds
more
left,
than you
they are
like
really taking their
Tens?
time, and they've decided to
Yeah.
cancel.
No,
They know
no.
Dapper's on a late flank, so they might have to rework the C site.
I don't.
Have to go back and
I have favoritism,
They already know that there's
Tyson
2
over
on site
anybody
because of
else,
The Seekers, well done. for
but I will
precision
always
and
give
getting
credit
that
where it's
information.
due.
So Noble
You know what I
doubling
mean?
back, and Sentinels, they are going to split the pulls, 1 on each site for right now.
I always
And
freak out
Dapper,
by
this
that
is
you
gonna
scared
be
the shit
a
out of me.
Massive challenge for him as the Cosmic Divide goes up, his camera goes down with a cage up front. He wants to take this on right as the cage is still
Ooh,
up, and
NT.
Jangler takes him down. Dapper was the linchpin.
So,
They're using
so
2
nearly
ultis
we've
right
seen
now
Dapper
to win
kind
this
of
round.
do so many insane plays like that, just spraying through cages, spraying through smokes, finding
Nice try.
incredible doubles. But Noble, those first 2 picks I think were a little bit overwhelming. Really well done on the lurk setup from King to catch off Tens on the push and to even get the shot from Menace as well. Able to find Sick on that late flank as well. So Noble, they ended on a
Oh, yeah,
high
was it
note,
last round?
ended with 2 rounds in a row.
Oh, oh,
Momentum
oh.
is surely
I wasn't
going to be
paying
on your
attention.
side, but again, it was a really good half for the Sentinels. The retakes were on point. Noble were struggling with the post plants. We'll have to see what happens here in the defense, as it is Noble's at least favorite side.
And there was a lot of conditioning involved too, especially
And this
with
is
that
an
last
attack
round.
side
Noble
map
wasn't
too,
exactly-
so
You know,
it's all
especially
good.
when it came to
I think
the
it's
8
checked for the
pushes, they
gingerbreads.
didn't really have anyone towards that sniper's area, really watching out for that flank. And Sentinels, they got more comfortable actually going for that flank. So Noble, off of their defaults and adjusting back to an A-site setup, getting those first 2 picks, massive for the team. But going back towards this defensive setup now, Sully, what are we supposed to really look out for in terms of that util? Because now we see the Astra come out to play.
Right, I think we're hoping at least Noble with kind of I kind of call it a double Sentinel. I really do treat Astra as kind of another Sentinel you can have in your back pocket, right? To be able to activate stars from anywhere across the map. It should be a pretty strong lockdown, and the
Oh,
Sky and the
interesting.
Silver util should also overwhelm, but Precision, he is sure to go
Yes,
down here. There's
Tyson.
just
Nice
too
try.
much around him. It's just Menace in the backside.
It's
Oh my
just
God.
Menace in the back line. No, you got a turret in the back line. Menace actually able to pick up 2. A couple of right clicks and it works out, just equalizing the man advantage. Shock dart bouncing in. The plant's not going to be able to go down, but both shock darts have
That's a
been
good delay.
expended. Now for Noble, Sentinels still have full advantage of sight. Sick finally going for that plant, and Noble haven't made any moves yet.
Oh, there's even a start under Heaven to try and pull players out. So Dapper
Thanks,
has got to
Seth.
go big on
think
kind of
he
this crunch
messed up
position. Both
the shock dart.
extremities have now been smoked off, and Dapper, he is good for 1, but Sick has been pulled away.
One enemy
Been
remaining.
pulled away, now he's vulnerable, down on a little bit of HP. Shazam still takes down Zekin though. King now in a 1v2, and now he goes down to 38. Okay,
Oh,
King!
thank God.
A massive first
My heart
kill.
can't handle that.
Kind of pre-aiming towards the
And
spot,
Vicky,
but
please
again,
like for the
Shazam
$2
still sitting up on site. Good
Dollars.
swing,
Kyedae,
well
can
timed.
you spill
Noble
the
not
secrets?
able
How
to
much
win
does
out
Tens
the
really
all-important
train his
pistol
aim?
round, as
Have
now
you
they
been
go down
around
in
through this
economy.
entire climb to
A little bit rough here again, Noble.
Well, he started
After
playing
kind of
games
ending on
like
a
in high
really good
school,
note,
and I
2
didn't
rounds in a
date
row to
him
lose the pistol, which
until
looked
like
to be going your
senior
way,
year.
right? The double,
But he
the right
started.
click from Menace as well on A. Definitely kind of.
He started playing games when he was 2 years
my
old.
confidence
So
Noble in winning that round, but it's just pistols for them. They're not going to fully invest.
yeah.
I think has got to be the right call. Thankfully, ending 8-4 gives you a little bit more of a cushion going into the second half. So we will have a bye going into the third round of the second half, but I think after that round, when we get to that round, if they lose it, it's going to have to be do or die.
Something. 2 or 4.
It's a little bit slower for.
Did people know Tyson was a professional at your high school?
They gotta see those pistols.
No, not really
in
until
that first place, but it's a little bit weirder for Noble
not until
too.
He got signed to C9.
Essentially playing up on a CB stack. Very fast
How did you
rotation
find out that
between
he was
both
tens?
spots. But Sentinels,
Well,
I mean, this is
never-
good. They
he
try
wasn't
to
really
play
popular when I
defaults
first
off the very
started
beginning of the
dating
round,
him.
and it ends up working on their favor purely because
Like-
they walk into the A
like
site,
in the scene,
all the
I mean.
information is there, and now Dapper is here to farm
nice,
a little
nice,
bit with
nice.
that Spectre, able to get 2 in that back line. Precision in heaven with a kill with a classic. So that's 1 SMG down, but Sentinels, this is pretty easy breezy.
Especially if it does get a little bit dicey, you can always run back or literally run back on 6, run it back. However, I don't think it needs to be expended here as he only has a ghost. 4 versus 3, low HP on 1. Sick is going to dance around. So yeah, a nice cleanup here, I think, for Sentinels. It's all about maybe charging up those orbs. Menace is not going to escape. It's 10s.
Nice,
Tyson.
Tyson.
Heaven is going to close it out. 10-4 Sentinels, and this is the round that I think if Snowball end up losing it, it is do or die here, at least for map number 1. They have the guns, but they won't have the credits after.
If Kyedae was in this game, you should clap everybody. Of course, guys.
It's gonna be almost in.
For those of you who don't know or who are new to my channel or new to my stream, I am the
Sentinels,
best.
If they win this one out, it's
the best Valorant player in the world.
They're gonna have to get reset. They
I'm better than Tyson.
11, then they go back on 12-4. It's a score
but
that we rarely
the thing
ever
is
see
that
from,
I like to let Tyson have his moments, so I don't play competitively.
This last round, Sully. I mean, Sentinels, they might be actually feeling a little bit
Tyson
more
who? I don't know who that
side.
is.
I felt as if their rotations were very instinctual, very
thinking
reactionary.
you're really small
but now
for
that they're
this
more able to kind of.
You guys think that he taught me? I taught him.
Individual actions off the default that they do actually.
Yeah, I'm actually not allowed to compete. Sadly.
I'm actually kind of excited to see how Sentinels can even counteract Noble and some of these kind of crazy stacks, and how their defaults can actually facilitate some easy plays.
Right, and I think the best thing for Sentinels is that when you've got 5 players of such high skill, it's very easy to get opening picks in both teams. That's kind of where the success comes from, right? Noble, I mentioned earlier, like almost every round, or the average is 20 seconds. They'll find a first pick, but they haven't been allotted any of those opportunities. So
you guys don't know me as Ten's girlfriend. You guys know me.
You guys know me as themselves need to find these open picks, and they're gonna try and do it off of a run it back, but they have been stumped here. Great util for Menace to delay the push and allow rotations to flood back in.
I'm gonna shut my mouth. We know Ten's is Kyedae's boyfriend.
And Noble,
there you
they're
go.
Gonna go the full retake route, Sully. Now, Sentinels, they're just gonna expend as much util as possible as early on,
and
just trying to clear up a couple of these choke points. But again, Noble is just not showing face.
No, they really want to try and play the numbers game here for the 5v5 retake. Stars have gone down. Nebula's out, but Sick is going to use a curveball. As soon as the moment arises, he's going to just burst out and surprise the heck out of Noble on this retake.
Oh my. I love that curveball off the bat, but again, Jungler still with that wide swing, and same thing with Dapper. This is what happens when you get the Nebulas in play. They're all covered up, but Sick around the corner, still waiting up. He even got headshotted through the box. So they take that precision. Jungler King and Second, all getting kills at the same time from beyond the grave. Shazam gets another one, but it's a sweep up of the back choke points. Sentinels were too disciplined in actually fighting on Noble.
Right, and I think that was a predicament where maybe you need to try and fight a little bit more heavily.
I don't know what the hell is even happening.
Some kind of crazy dash into sight, but there was no support because there was no one really holding any crossfires for him. And so Noble, who picked up the 5th round, that was probably the most important of this.
I have no idea.
At least keep the dream alive. They still stand a chance here. Sentinels, that was essentially their bonus, so they're still going to have the rifles, and moving into round 4, it's going to be a rifle v rifle round, and whatever attack pod Noble had, whatever they spoke about in that
What's
little break,
NT? NT means
working out here,
nice try, or like next
Sentinels
time.
be a team that is
It's normally
so
nice
quick to
try.
adapt and so quick on their feet.
early on.
NT means new Tyson.
Sentinel still
Yeah, that's kind of
focusing
funny.
up
I
on
think
actually
he is
the
the
mid
FPS
side.
for
This
the 3
B-side
months.
interaction is going to be huge. But that's it.
I am a
That's if they
sophomore
actually
in
get a
college, yeah.
contact out of this. The double nanoswarm alongside the alarm bot is going to lead to a quick trap and a faster rotation.
Okay, but
That's
here's
smart.
one thing that Sentinels have done, just in case they need to escape, is they've broken that turret in garage. So that's going to pull King to this side of the map. They know there's guaranteed going to be one there, and Sentinels, they aren't exactly looking to cancel. They know, I guess they can guess where most of these players are going to be, but with the silence here on B, things are a little bit uneasy. They anticipate, again, another player towards the garage side, but Sentinels not making a single sound.
Horizon
Spike will be
for some-
tapped to bait out the shock darts, and Tens is going to look to punish.
Oh, and
Why did it look like that?
Oh, and a quick dash right out of there too. Love that from Tens. No
That looks
chance
so
for a
weird.
trade whatsoever, but Sentinels immediately doubling back to C, and the paranoia to back up the back lane. 35 seconds left.
It's because
Sentinels
of,
gonna be able to get that spike down.
Spike down, and
King?
they've got
Yeah, it could
5
be
players
King.
to work with. Noble, it's a little bit of a trickier one. Obviously, you still have the guiding lights, and Menace, we know how good he can be with his
Ooh.
blast pack and the showstopper, but
Yeah.
nothing from it. Dapper is even a very, very late flank, but precision, precise as ever, is going to shut him down to put us
Darn.
on even footing.
Okay, that's huge.
Tyson is on loan, yes.
So now Sentinels, they have to play up a couple of players towards that long area, and they don't even have a hunter theory. It's just gonna lead out to the post
Nice.
play, and Menace! One on top, one below, it doesn't matter. Tens
Wow.
and King both go down to Menace, and now both players for Sentinels are isolated towards the long side. Zoms would have shot onto Menace. Still the Nebula is going up, and King just waltzes his way into long, taking down both Zoms and Shazam.
Wow.
Noble have themselves a 6th in a round that certainly could not have been theirs, but
That was nice.
Noble, really, with a couple of individual
They're
plays,
really
opened things up.
good.
Right, and the
And they have so
re-exit
much
from Sentinels
potential.
back, you
Guys,
need to see
keep
if
in
they're
mind
ensuring that
that
they
one of the
garage
players is
control by
16
breaking
years old
that
and one of
turret.
them is
Noble,
17.
It is so calm and collected, right? There aren't a team that's just going to rush in, and that
Nice.
grab well as well. Dude, that messed up
That's
Sentinels
insane.
so hard, and it gave it a great opportunity for Noble to find those kills.
Being young equals
Very
fast response
calm for
time,
Noble
yes,
on
of
that
course.
retake, and I mean, if you have a calm head, you have a
Reflexes.
cool mind.
The
those
thing is that when you're
retakes, as hard
younger,
as they
your
can
brain
be,
is like a
are gonna
sponge,
be
you
nothing
absorb
to the touch.
everything. The Silva, Zekin is 16 years
It's
old,
gonna
and
be
I think
tough
he's
now,
the
Sully, because Now
IGL.
look at Noble, very early on, going even for a
Yeah,
grab
same with Peter.
pull.
Peter's good too.
This could actually leave precision. A little bit of a lane for a couple of kills, but still wants to
I love
stay
that.
disciplined with that boom bot even getting more information. Don't really know if that was the right move either, because I
Hey,
think we
we
had a
did.
conversation a couple of days ago. Boom bot being used
I was
as
like,
an information
excuse me.
play
Yeah.
might not be all too optimal sometimes.
Yeah, I think in this instance, it isn't necessarily an info play. It's kind of a distraction, right? You want to position and maybe get a little bit more aggressive, take an early peek. And yeah, when we had that conversation with Veli, he said that having the boom bot in like an intense retake position
IGL
to have that be able to
is
one-shot you is really scary. So
in-game
now that
leader.
that's been removed from play,
Oh,
a
King
little
is the
bit of a
IGL?
weaker
Okay.
ace site. So I think again, if the site were to be taken here,
Kyedae
by
sounding
Sentinels, it's
like
gonna
an
be
old
Noble
lady.
again, in that kind of cool, collected set of retake position. But this is the site where I think they've struggled the most in retakes, and we're only a couple rounds into this half. So
Steel is 12.
Sentinels, I think
Yeah,
they've
it's
chosen
crazy.
the right site. However, all of this information, yet nobody is pulling from Noble. They still think this could be a fake.
The Seekers all spotted out players towards long though, and finally the flank goes in. Men is still stuck in heaven, and they know that because of Tens. But Noble, like you mentioned, going for a very long-winded retake of this, and the lockdown is going to facilitate that even more, driving Sentinels away from even playing up those
Wow.
initial choke points, except for the long area. Sick. Ends up going for the frag. That pull could have locked down a couple of players, could have detained a couple, but nothing's going to go down. Instead, Sick now off to run it back.
No
Gets the headshot, and he
way!
gets two. He only has 22 HP, Sully. How does he do it? King, he ends up getting 3 kills on his own over towards shorts. Sick mission accomplished.
That is the X factor in any single round that Sentinels have
Wow.
at a disadvantage. When Sick is on a run it back, quite literally anything is possible, and Sick does it again. His run it back usage is, I mean, this is just
Jesus.
crazy. The first kill is absurd.
Nuts.
He's just literally running and gunning, and Sick to find 4 as well in that post plant. That is some hero stuff right there. And Noble, that is a kick to the gut right there. They are now, they're in the one of the worst positions I think they could have been. They had all the momentum. They had the credits,
That's
Gus, and now
insane.
they've got nothing.
Good job, Hunter.
They have absolutely nothing, Sully. All they have is manpower, which they've grouped
There's
up
literally-
towards
there's
that
literally
mid-side,
nobody
and
on
they're
C,
not able
really.
to find anything. This C site's open for business.
Yeah, what the
Right,
hell?
the idea, I guess, is to play retake, but you have No lockdown, so you have a decent flank from Precision. Dapper watching it, but Sick again is gonna do it to them.
Wow.
Double here from Tens as they work their way in the garage, and that should be the closer. A 2v4 retake, and Dapper with that late lurk, it's just down to Precision. A 1v4, and Sentinels have got themselves on the 12.
That is... They're so good. Oh my god. The fuck.
Sentinels here on Haven.
My silver
Almost
ass
up
could
to
never.
Iceland. It's
Makes me
a little
sad.
bit awkward too to even talk about Haven in this sense because there's not a lot of positives to take away for Noble out of
think he
this.
dupes suicide.
I'll be completely honest. In the past, we've seen Haven be such a volatile pick for Noble, and it's almost been all too uncomfortable. I think in the next map, we're going to see something a whole lot more collected. I think one thing that we can take away as a positive
I will
has just
always
been
simp for
the
Tyson.
individual fragging
Okay.
prowess and kind of the communication and the hustle. I'm loving the rotations thus far. I'm loving the utility usage from Noble, but to try to take on Sentinels, it's going to have to come down to the initial entry points, which they are simply not
TBH
winning
with
out here on this
JHB.
defensive side.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be on his show. I think we're trying to decide a date.
And that
We'll see.
economic strain is definitely starting to pile on here, especially in this last round. Doggo is
Heck is that?
having a little bit of
Oh,
fun.
oh,
Trying to bait
Dapper.
out a couple of shots. Dapper, it's a bait and switch, but Menace, he's really got to hit his shots here. And oh,
Yeah.
Character model sticks
Wow.
out a little bit.
And right in the backpack. Hate to see it. Not only that, but Dapper.
Wow.
No! He doesn't even
No.
need the ulti! Drive through the cage and he takes down Precision. Oh, that is gutting for Noble. Still 2 more players in this back line. Zekin trying to line up Dapper. Dapper even gets a shot on top of the wall, jumping. Oh, King gets one back. You have Zekin looking out for the frag. Hunter's Fury hits in. The
Wow.
Cosmic Divide alongside a couple of Nebulas right on site, but the spike will be able to go down on A. Oh, this is just pure
God.
chaos.
Oh, yeah, Zom's is giving out a TP. No, he's not, Jangler.
no, he's not.
Oh, they can stick this. They can most certainly stick this. The Cosmic Divide is
Absolutely.
still up. Shock darts will go through, but is it going to be enough? Jangler, the
dead.
time.
Yes!
No! Down before it closes out, and it's
Oh
King
my
in a
gosh,
1v2.
Shazam!
And only
That was
38
so
HP
good.
to go. So tough. This is
Oh.
all too open, but he still takes down Shazam off the contact, but 10!
Sheesh! Let's fucking go,
Give
boys!
Sentinels the 13th to take away Haven.
What an insane first map. I mean,
Let's
it looked very
go.
one-sided.
Everybody
in terms
played
of the
so
scoreline,
well.
But Noble, they really did
Take
put
a
up
look
a
at
really
that.
good fight in that round, man. It had to come down to the shock dart. Shazam saved them up for good reason and put on a great show.
Indeed, it was. Again, I said that Noble didn't have too
Noble
much to actually
played
work on.
played that really well,
throughout that
though.
map. There weren't too many
They're
positives.
actually
The
so
one
good.
positive that we did see was kind of the fact that they wanted to fight up that kind of just a whole battle. They wanted everyone together, and it almost worked near the end of things. I mean, we saw a prime example of that in the last round, where even with only Spectres and quite a bit of utility, they were able to combine their efforts to fight up against Sentinels. But Sentinels is Sentinels. They don't exactly lose out on battles like that, especially
Oh
that
my
last
God.
shot from Tens. So cool, calm, collected.
Yeah, I mean, we also have to attribute a lot of that success, I think, to Sick, dude. The run-it-back entry is obviously that insane 4K that he got in that post-win situation. What can we say? It's Sentinels. They're known to adapt, and they did it on the fly in that map. And, well, Shazam, you really brought out the playbook this time.
Yeah, he surely did. We saw a lot of pretty sick takes, actually, throughout that map, but we could
They
actually
are really
kinda
good
give,
casters, in my opinion.
Some positive backs to
Upmind
Sentinels
and Sully are
outside of
both
just the
young.
takes. You
I think
mentioned
Sully is
the
what,
ulti
17?
usage period. It was very sparse
I thought he
for
was
Sense. In
older.
comparison to
Everyone's saying
Noble,
that-
we didn't see a
everyone's
singular
saying that
successful
he's-
showstopper coming out from Menace, if I'm not mistaken. So I think in terms of overall
Sully
ulti
is-
usage,
He's
I think
17?
it was a little bit better.
That's crazy.
I think it's hard to actually mess up kind of the base characters of this game in terms of ultis, but they used it to their success.
I have
especially
checked
Dapper on
Sully's
that last round.
Twitter.
He wanted that Nero theft. He knew that he had to get into a battle.
See,
in
I
short,
told you
and
guys.
because of that cage
This is
up,
a
he didn't
caster.
really need it, but if he had gotten it, that would have been a free frag. But that's a whole other conversation that we can have for that second map, because
This
that one's
dude.
gonna get a little bit trickier, Sully, at least for Sentinels. Ladies and gentlemen, we're heading into map 2 between Sentinels and Noble. It's the path to Iceland.
He's funny.
And that path
Thank you,
could
Tam,
just
for the
be
3
over
months.
for
Congrats on
Noble
everything.
if
Wish
they
you the
don't
best
take
for the
back
future.
map
Thank you so
number
much.
2. Tune in just a little bit.
What does
We
that
get
pose
map
mean?
2 ready.
It means they have ice in your veins. It's a gang sign? I didn't think it was. Didn't it start off with An NBA star started it. It means that you're very cool. It does not mean heroin or shooting up. No, it does not. You guys are, oh my god. Yeah, I thought it was D'Angelo. Ice in your veins. It's if you're a cold motherfucker. True. Dude, why do I do it then? I crumble under pressure. I'm not cool. I'm not cold. What the fuck? Why am I doing it?
I feel like I need to defend my scenes.
Oops, sorry. I did not mean to hit the
This
mic.
is just turning into a bit of a dog battle.
Because we gas you up.
I'm cutting you off here. I'm cutting you off. Cutting you off. He said G2's winning it. He said G2's winning it.
Need to wait till the next EU tournament, which could be in about
However,
10
Beam
years.
Boy is cold.
Take it with, like, a
True.
grain of
Beam
salt.
Boy is
That
cold.
being said,
Take it super literally.
spike diffused.
It's so bright. God, my eyes. Did you like It Takes Two? I loved it. It was so good. You're cold on the tug of war. True. Are you finishing it tonight? I don't know, Aaron. I'm not sure if I'm going to. Remember those maggots? Yo. Shut up. I'm not kidding you. I think maggots have to be like one of the scariest things. Like, I'm okay with caterpillars or caterpillars or whatever. But maggots? Do you guys want to know why? I don't know if I'm allowed showing this. Do you guys want to see it? Are you sure you want to see it? That's inside of a dog. I can't look at it. I'm almost puked. Fuck you. I'm sorry, guys. But that actually is like my biggest nightmare. It's like maggots in my skin. Unfollowing. It's okay. Honestly, I deserve it. Ugh. Ew.
Sentinel starting off with a
I'm
bang.
sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome
Oh
on
my
back
God,
to the
Spears.
Valorant Champions Tour. My name is Upline, joined here by Sully. And the game between Sentinels versus Noble for a spot in week 2 has certainly gotten off to the right step with Sentinels.
Right, yeah. Obviously, Sentinels, they've definitely come back strong. Haven was a very strong map. I think this map pool in general was always going to be strong. Again, we mentioned in the pregame, both of these teams have an almost
Thank you,
identical map
so
pools,
Jonathan.
but still, it
Listen.
was close at a time, at least it felt like for Noble. But of course, Sentinels being Sentinels, they knew how to adjust, they knew what to do, and they got it done.
Yeah, players like 6, Zoms, and 10s were able to hold down their individual lines, and that's really what made the difference in the long run in the
That
second
was
half.
insane.
Right, I think Sentinels, obviously with that firepower to allow 10s and 6 to really get going on that offensive side. We saw a lot of crazy entries, right? That clip right there, the dynamic duo working their way into Garage. It was really tough for Noble because you kind of got to understand how Sentinels play, and to understand how Sentinels play, I feel like you kind of have to be Sentinels, and when you hit nut shots like that right there, there's
That was
not
awesome.
much you can really do if you're Noble.
Yeah, it's the funny thing, right? That's the difference maker between Sentinels and a whole lot of teams is almost literally that mechanical
You're literally gonna go to
advantage,
med school.
which,
So here's the thing.
You know,
I can
as
watch.
analysts, as
I can
as
watch
commentators,
a
we would love to go down the line and
whole
just be like,
ass
well,
open
as
heart
you can see,
surgery.
their frame-by-frame coverage, they were
Any,
really good with
like,
their utility, but like almost literally,
oh my god,
Sentinels,
anything.
they were on point in terms
But
of fragging throughout that game, especially when you're talking
maggots
about
are like,
Tens and Dapper all reaching at
okay,
least 17
our
frags throughout
boyfriends are
that
so
last
good.
map, but Sets
Yes,
might be a
Maddie.
little bit of a different story for a team like Noble.
Dapper
Right, I
is
think
super
this
good.
map, at
I
least
agree.
statistically for both sides, is definitely a little bit favored.
I think
at
I'm
least
gonna
for
puke,
Noble. I mean, this
actually.
is a chance for them to maybe pull off that second map upset. But again, a Sentinels. There's a reason why Ascent is an Ascent and Sentinels
Oh,
and
fuck.
Sentinels. They are the Sentinels, right?
Oh my god, my
But
eyes
in
are
recent
watering.
times, I feel like they haven't been the Sentinels that we know.
Oh
This
my
has been a
God.
map where they are vulnerable. And they have always been vulnerable, but Noble, it's like the Achilles tendon. You really need to find
fuck, I don't wanna
where that
puke.
weak spot is. And Ascent could be the weaker one in this map.
Have Aces water?
Indeed, he could be. Noble, they have one of the most
Okay.
potent defensive
Let's talk about
sides
something else.
in Ascent that we've seen thus far. Not even Sentinels can match up to their statistics.
let's talk
They have
about-
a 65% win rate just on the defensive side of Ascent
Let's
alone,
talk
coming
about-
into this with a 70% win rate.
Let's talk
And
about Tokyo
Sentinels,
Ghoul.
I mean, these two teams
I bought
almost
the English versions.
kind of the exact same when it comes to statistics and when it comes to the run-up with this map. But
I like the
again,
artwork.
Sentinels, they used to have their spot in the limelight with this map alone.
I bought it for the artwork.
Let's see what their comp actually has to say about it, because they have been making some changes recently, but
Oh
they
my
might
god.
go back
Fuck, I
to
almost
basics.
puked.
Yeah, it does feel like, at least when you look at the side of Sentinels, there shouldn't be too many changes besides maybe Zom's shifting from Omen to Asher, which I think is something that is expected. I mean, I think Ascent is a map that I think works really, really well for
Oh, fuck.
an agent like Asher to be able to use the gravels
Shit.
to kind of pull people away, get information. And in a map like this, when a lot of it is about ult orb control on both the attacking side and defending side with those
Pregnancy?
extremities,
No, I'm not
the gravel
pregnant.
can
I'm
be
talking
really
about fucking
useful here.
maggots, and I
So,
hate maggots.
no major changes from Noble. It's the same thing that we saw on Haven. The double initiator didn't get the impact I think Noble were hoping for. You really wanted precision in Zekin to get a lot of information, be able to open up sites with that utility. We saw
For those
Zekin
of
a lot do
you-
a lot of solo entering on the Sova, kind of acting
What
as
did I say,
a secondary
maggots?
duelist. But that Sky, I don't
Maggots.
think they got the impact they were looking for.
Maggots.
Hopefully on a map like Ascent, a lot more
Maggots.
longer corridors in really crucial
Maggots?
points. It should hopefully
Maggots?
be a little bit better.
It's maggots.
And heading into
I
this
thought it's
tournament,
maggots.
really these two teams,
Not
they haven't
maggots.
switched up too much of their composition
Maggots.
on Ascent. Noble, they're not changing a singular thing. They're still keeping up
Okay.
the core of KJ,
I need to
Sky,
shut the fuck up.
and Astra, which is, again, a very, very potent combination
Maggots.
of
Maggots.
util if you can kind of
Maggots.
isolate those three
Maggot.
characters to one point. But the one big thing for Sentinels
Mag-
that they've actually
maggots.
changed, I thought that they were
Maggots.
going to go back to potentially that Omen pick, but yes, they are going to go
Maggots.
to the Astra that they picked up for this
Maggots.
tournament specifically.
Yeah,
Maggots.
we haven't seen too
Midgets.
much, at least in the form of Sentinels and using
Midgets.
bombs on the Astra, right? There have been these minuscule
Midgets.
changes. I think we saw it a
Midgets.
while back when we got to cover the
Midgets.
Sonics game between Sentinels. That was
Midgets.
that was the very small change they've made. And Sentinels,
Midget.
they are a team that they've spoken before. If you've ever watched the
Midget.
Backchat episode with Dapper, they are a team that don't like to
Midget.
make too many changes, right?
Short
Like, they're
people.
not going to beat themselves up. They're going to continue to
Short
use what
people.
works until they've been beaten. And Sentinels, when they got
Okay.
against BBG, I think that was a perfect time for them to come
BBG.
back, reset, make changes that they need, and that Astra seems to have been one of them.
EVG. That
Does look
sounds
like
wrong.
it. Let's see if they can.
And thank you,
really
Phoebe, for the
innovate,
100
or really
bits.
both
What
of
if you
these
get
teams
pregnant and
can
tries to
innovate.
name
I'm
your
actually
kid
looking forward to
Brimstone?
seeing, what type of plays Precision can actually pull off on a map like this with Sky, considering how open some of these sites can be.
Brimstone?
But in we go again, folks. It's the decider match.
Hi,
for Noble
everyone. This
between
is my baby
Sentinels.
boy,
The winner of this one, making it to
Brimstone.
week number 2. For Sentinels, it means
Get the
everything.
fuck
For Noble,
out,
nothing to
Phoebe.
lose.
There's
Oh,
no
look at this.
way.
Noble are overcommitted to A main, and Shazam alongside Zoms are gonna have to work this one. It's 2 players here, but there's even a flank
Hey,
coming
yes,
in,
Mason.
and they were not prepared for 10.
Ooh, nice try.
Dude, I can't believe how fast Tens even got towards that position. It was just a run up towards the mid side where not a singular player was watching Cat. So again,
Hey,
those 2
Kayz.
players setting up an A main, they already know that both of them were there anyways. They just wanted to win those battles and potentially try to retake A with the full strength of Noble. But instead now Sentinels at full strength, 4v3 as they get the spike down finally.
Sika's gonna be able to back up as well. So many stars littered across the
many
side. I don't
stars.
even know which one belongs to who. Looking at the positioning from Sentinels, it is perfect. Gate goes down. King is now isolated on fight against Dapper that you really don't want to commit. Time is ticking, and you don't have a lot of it now with another player falling.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
And that one's just real
Easy.
quick. Noble just getting isolated in terms of their battles, especially with that upper heaven
Wow.
aggression in
Good
terms
job.
of stars. And finally, Sentinels, they're going to
Oh my
close out
God.
that first round. And again, it was all instigated because of that pretty clean plan that they had.
Right, yeah, it's a little unfortunate that Noble decided to not put any players down towards Arch. Instead, they're like, okay,
Could
Sentinels are
you
not gonna run on mid.
could
Surely
name
they're
a
not.
baby
We're gonna
girl
take the early
Sky.
lane
It's not a
fight, and they
ridiculous
were
name.
completely
Guys,
oblivious
I'm
to
not
that
naming
meta
my
control. A
child
little bit of an
anything
overcommit, I'd say, from
after
Noble. Sentinels are a team
Valorant.
that love to do really fast bursts and pistol
I
rounds, so I'm
am
surprised
not
Noble
having a
weren't
Valorant
exactly
themed
prepared for
wedding.
maybe a mid hit, but I guess
I am not
let bygones be bygones.
doing any
Sentinels,
of the
clean start.
horrible,
Sick is already
horrible
charging up that
ideas
ult,
you
so
guys
let's see what more
have.
he can get. The ult torb is in his way.
I'll literally be
He has
crying
Tens by his
of
side as
sadness
well.
the whole time.
Looks more or less a default here by Sentinels, but a very early engagement in B main.
Dapper on the corner with a shock dart even hitting. There's so much util on, and somehow Noble escapes with a 3v3.
That's probably the best case scenario with the lesser guns you've got to use that utility to force those players out.
Nice,
But
nice.
unfortunately, Precision angle I don't think really was in his favor regardless. They will take the A site, both Sick and Tens. They were the late lurks here. They got the ult torb. Sick will now be 4 out of 6 thanks to the plants.
Let's go.
Noble, the
Tyson.
2v3 with low HP on
Let's go.
Menace. It seems a little undoable,
Tyson.
however, I say that, but I don't want to curse anything just yet.
I think his soul is Santa for the 100 bits. What about naming your kid 11s? Oh my
Like
God.
if they were able to pick up potentially the SMGs over in B main, I guess
And
so.
thank you,
but
tax
even
films
then,
for
the
100
task
bits.
is
My
a
mom
little bit too
walked
tall. Menace
by
now
me
the
like,
last
why the
remaining
fuck are you
in a
listening to a
1v3
girl say
trying to take down
maggots?
this kid, and, I love how Tan is just hearing all of this. Oh no, he does it for him!
Yes, let's go, Tyson.
Allow
He
me
was
to open
done
the
waiting.
door.
Yeah, Tyson, by the way, gets very, very
Sentinels.
impatient.
Now, with the second round,
For
and
those of
they
you who don't
have,
know,
they have
he
a
doesn't like
good
waiting,
alright
he gets
bonus
really
going into the
bored.
next round. The reinvestment is
So-
going to hurt them a little bit.
Yeah, so Tens is, I think, it's a funny moment, but it's big at least for Tens because now he's going to be 5.
Why don't you call him baby or babe?
Right.
The worst thing about that is that, like, oh man, Tens is going to be able to get an operator almost for free now, right? He's going to pick up the op probably in the next round. And then if they end up losing it, he's got the blades from the
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it
That's
Tyson.
A pretty scary prospect. And
Thank you.
another heavy fight here from Noble
I
towards
think it's
a
still
main
sent
to
for 100
hopefully
bits.
prevent
10
that.
stiff. Also,
Tens,
congrats
dude,
put on everything.
he doesn't
with
even want the
Yunichi
ult
and
torp. He
everything.
wants the
Thank you so
kills, but
much. I
unfortunately
appreciate it.
Precision is going to put him down as 3 players lined up here on A by Noble.
I just called Tyson my little pog champ. Just kidding.
Counter.
No. And thank
Noble
you,
just very quick
clap them
smoke, and
cheeks for
almost
this.
immediately, they actually do have the bodies to help out this A site, including the Catwatch, which Noble has essentially given up for free in the last 2
No,
rounds.
I
They have
already
the
called
double
my
nano
dog
swarm,
baby,
and,
so
instead of using actually an alarm bot for that contact, they're just going for a dry contact peek,
Yeah.
going for a couple of shoulder peeks. But actually early on, we do get a kill back onto Precision, which is a little bit unfortunate now for Noble.
Unfortunately, Menace is going to
Ooh.
lose that position. That would have been really
Wow,
clean,
it's
but
all
Dapper,
Dapper.
not again.
Dapper.
Dapper, just a 1-2 combo.
At least
makes
they're
his
not
way
calling
out,
him
wins out
Diaper.
that first battle in Cat. Now a singular one of those nano swarms ends up going out, and yes, there was an alarm bot there, but even then the dry peaks ends up being the bane of his existence. Now Noble down to 2 players as they try to reinforce his A position, but again, they got Rifle Sully. I would like to think that they would want to save this.
Yeah, I don't think there's really a chance that Noble are going to try and work back into this site, and it's such a disadvantage. It's very risky to take these.
I love that.
Dapper, that's classic Dapper. There are 2 things that Dapper does. It's either he's
God.
gonna jump around it through his
Thank
own
you,
cages, double
Arc
cage and strike
underrated
knifing,
for the
or
100
he's gonna
bits.
BM you a
Name
little
him Boy
bit.
Breach,
Well,
and
you
his
got the
first word can
latter,
be let's
unfortunately.
go.
Noble,
Yeah.
second, he's good. He's not that good. 3 HP. He
Yeah.
takes down Zombs, but it is a punishing round nonetheless. Sentinels, the bonus, does not ultimately go their way, but they do still indeed get the round.
Yeah, the round is theirs. The economy is in their favor. You can almost consider this one really the bonus, where they can really reinforce their economy, put everyone back at around the 3K range. They'll be safe for a couple of rounds after that. Noble still reinforcing things, though, dipping a little bit harder into their economy as Menace actually picks up a Marshall. So dipping at around the 1.5K credits range, which isn't exactly all that bad, but it's not the most efficient half-buy we've ever seen.
Yeah, 4 sheriffs and a marshal.
And thank you,
Not the worst
Takes for the
setup,
sub.
like you said. I mean, these long-range fights, I think, especially on a map like Ascent, where if you can hit the shots, which we know Noble can, there's an opportunity. Sick even knows he's even pinged it out. He's gonna clear
Tyson
this one
and
for sure.
Vandal?
Sick.
Question mark?
Just waiting. Precision. The body sticks out a little bit too much. Noble. The 3 versus 5.
Are you
Two
getting your
sheriffs are
own
gone.
100 Thieves logo
It's just
emote?
down to 3
Oh
players.
shit. I forgot to upload it.
It's a little bit rough. Noble still trying to go for that A main battle, and again with the sidearms,
Oh my God.
do too much. It's the early.
My talent coordinator has
interactions that
been
you wanna
like
get over with,
pestering
especially
me
because
about
the-
it, and I
the
forgot.
chance for upgrading
It's
your
yellow,
pistols,
by the way.
or
It's
just
a
trying to
yellow
get an
100
even main
Thieves.
advantage.
It is
Of
super
course,
cute.
Sentinels winning those out, they've completely abandoned that position, considering the fact that Noble, just off of that alone, you could actually.
I really like
consider
it. Yellow's
a,
my favorite
a
color for
full-
those who
a
don't
full
know.
exec from Sentinels. Could have potentially been a fake, but only one player
I begged
actually
them
sitting
to
around.
make it
It's gonna be
yellow.
Jangler getting pinged out too by the recon, so they know that there's at least one person here on site. And sick, he's gonna get two out of this, isn't he? Oh, okay.
Okay.
Actually, looking like the Drift King from
I'm thinking
Fast and
Abra.
Furious, going
This one.
crazy on his way out. Now you have second now in a 1v3. Zomz takes him down. Sentinels are gonna get himself yet another round. So yeah, I'm
Pop
just saying,
them
man, Noble. This
tights.
next one, it just.
I'm
keeps
guessing
on
you
getting
meant pop
more
them
and more
titties,
important.
but
These early
I
choke points are just being
I don't think
won
I can
out
do
by
that for you.
Sentinels every single time, and it's not just choke
You
points.
should go
right?
somewhere
It's
else.
those initial battles that
And
just
learn how
aren't
to
working
spell.
in their favor, and those are the ones that they're
I think he
most
duns for
comfortable
some.
winning. If you look at the statistics from yesterday against On the Way,
If you're gonna
and
go up to a
against
girl and be like,
EG,
ah ha ha,
the
pop them
large majority
tights,
of the
girl.
entry battles, of the initial battles, were won by Noble.
I hope
Right,
you
and
learn
we
how to
spoke
spell
about that as
first.
well on Haven about how critical it is that these teams really work off the
you
finding
have
early
it for the
picks
sub.
early in a round, and unfortunately,
compliment
it
Sick.
has never gone the way of
Mm,
Noble in
oh,
this
the
entire
pull.
game. A
That's
great
insane.
grab well, and Sick, he's not going to be able to maximize the output that maybe he would normally get with that running back. As Sentinels, they make their way onto the site. There are still two players, Jangler, right up close to the boathouse, and Menace here in the back, but what can he get? There's not much. There are four players storming, and Jangler takes
Ooh.
down two. It's here winnable now, and Menace alone, isolated in the back, has got to do it all.
Oh, and he gets shot in the back, but he still gets another one.
Yes, Tyson!
Shuts down the
Sorry.
showstopper. He wanted a little bit too
Well
much.
played,
Too much
Ty.
dip in his chip. Still Sentinels down to two players. Tens being down to extremely low HP. But Sentinels in such a tough
Oh,
position.
Ty.
And second with a lineup
Nice
at
try.
the back of sight. Puts the nail in the coffin as Noble gets themselves finally around with flying colors.
Perfectly done. That is a phenomenal hole from both
I think
Jangler
you,
and Menace. Jangler comes up
certainly
huge to
yeah,
get two,
50 sub.
and then Menace in the back is able to collect one. Really well done, really well delayed by both of them. And Noble, all you gotta do is clean up the rest. Sentinels, they do concede their first, but that
And thank you,
economic situation
Senegel
has
for the
always
sub.
been in Sentinels' favor. With 4 rounds in a row and minimal casualties in each one, there should be no struggles. And Ted's, still been sitting on that blade sword, right? We're yet to see the man pull out an operator. Who knows what's gonna happen once he gets it going?
I'm scared, dude.
I'm scared,
Down
dude.
the
I love
board.
that guy. That's so funny.
8 ultimates.
And thank you, Cyrus, for the
Ready
5
and raring to
months.
go
Dark
here
is
in this
bad.
server. This is
What?
gonna get scary.
Oh, double star here as well. There should be no
thank
entry
you,
immediately by Sick, but we know Ted's to dash the controller.
Beauties.
Lockdown available, but it is King who's all the way in the back. That is
Ooh.
such an easy position to exploit that I don't even know if it's worth to commit the lockdown, and it doesn't look like he will.
I think I
Delayed by
don't
the
know.
gravel. They've got control of walkway, but coming down the
Whoa.
stairs,
Hi.
it's Tens who's not going
How?
to get it, and King, he's managed one.
Oh
I
no.
can't believe
He's
he was
gonna
actually
switch to the
able to
Phantom.
manage one. He goes back, and there you go. Sentinels actually off of that frag in the middle of sight. Use up a neural theft to potentially see where the rotations are coming in for Noble, and they actually spot out 2 in the back of B main. Only one of them are gonna actually commit themselves over towards that side, and they know so. They hear up that boom
I
bot,
thought I was gonna
and
sneeze
out
for a
there
second.
go.
Oh my God.
Out they go. Not a singular person there, but Cosmic Divide in that back line. That's gonna have to pull out everyone back in the middle of sight to try to fight up Noble. The
Wow.
amount of grab walls in the middle of sight is absolutely nuts. Noble now only down to 1 player after Zomz takes down Jangler. Precision, out he goes. A big flash, but it's not enough. It was
That was,
pure chaos, Sully. All used
interesting.
up in terms of ultis, but in the end, Sentinels is still able to win it out just by individual frags.
Man, Sentinels were hugging into that box for dear life. The gravel is pulling them left and right, but
I'm
they
so chaotic.
stick. And man, Noble, that looked to be such a good retake setup. All of Sentinels were huddled in onto the side, and you
That's
had
the
the Cosmic
embodiment
Divide
of
splitting out
Valorant. Oh,
another player in the
God.
back of Boathouse, but unfortunately, the gravel was enough to pull them out of their positions. And Sentinels, they are somehow miraculously, I feel, able to pick up a 5th round here. And Noble, it's back to the drawing board as it's pistols again here. Sentinels are putting on the heat and boiling down to the economy for Noble at this given rate.
It's tough, man. it's super, super tough for them. They're even trying to go for some cheeky stuff, even over towards Cat. Saw Menace trying to go for a sneaky angle, but because of the Owl Drone, was forced to get out of that one and done position. As now Sentinels, they take up full control of mid. It's gonna have to come down to King, who's sitting up in market.
Like it's that.
And even with A main, you have 2 players already congregated. I'm in that full control, but there's no eyes in that position either. But look at Noble. After the Owl Drone goes by, there was only a singular player in this exact position. Now they put up 2. Menace, he takes on that first contact. This is going to be an easy one and done for precision. Oh! One and done. He ends up getting 2, and he's still alive.
Sick. He's got to find that trade. Shazam is overwhelmed. Precision. He picks up the gun off of Shazam, or apologies, the fallen body in Catwalk, and he's even able to take down Shazam.
Wow.
Next thing you know, Spike is in their control. The roles have flipped, man. Sentinels are on the back foot. They're on the defense here. They need a retake. Precision nearly has an ace, but Sick will deny him a 1v3. He gets one, he can get the run it back, but he is overwhelmed. There's nowhere he can stand, nowhere that's safe. But he does have the run it back now, Gus. I'm a little bit scared now.
Okay, but with only 8 seconds left, he puts down the hot hands. There's Zekin right on site, waiting up for it at 4 seconds. He has the snake, and that's going to be a kill for Zekin. You see the word on your screen, folks. It's as thrifty as you could get. Noble came into this one with classics and ghosts, and they made it work.
Dude, insane play by Precision, even to get a third
That was really good.
When you mentioned it. Oh, 1 and done. Dude, how do you get 2? That should have been an instant punish by Dapper.
And I thought like the trigger discipline could be able to help him out, right? Because again, who on earth would actually expect 2 players in that position? I know I wouldn't. I would absolutely go down to that first contact. But Precision, he still holds on to his ghosts. I mean,
yeah, they keep double stacking the same areas. The second person doesn't get cleared.
And he still ends up getting 2 from that interaction. So now Noble actually with an early grab well. Just holding players into the back of B main. Not exactly going to do much off of that information. It's actually a counter camera on top of the window. Now they're going to have to make their way out. Slowly, there's 2 here on the B side.
Yes, they said.
And it clears up both of them from midair.
Yay.
Flying in, swooping in, easy frags. The shotgun up doesn't
Got
get
the
anything. It's the
offer.
running back from Sick. He makes up all the space again. And 10's on the Blade Storm. You can trust on him to never miss a shot.
Oh, nice try.
No second, he will deny him the 4.
NC.
Dapper. He's gonna find the fit. That is one way to make an entry. That's the scary thing, man. When Sick and 10s, when they want an entry, dude, you are in for a show. And Noble, there's nothing.
That's our boyfriend, guys. I will share him with you today.
Coming. Sentinel 6-2. They are clearly dominating at least this attacking side. Noble, they've had great moments of brilliance. Plays like that, individual skill like that are what changes rounds and makes teams that are good into great teams.
You sound like my mother when she's cheering on my younger brother. Dude, I'm just happy.
Everyone on Sentinels. 8 kills down the line except for Shazam. I mean, that's unbelievable. Sully, we're only 8 rounds in. Everyone is averaging at least a kill per round. It's like a team ace every round. That's unreal.
And keep in mind, Sick has had his run it back like 3 times in 8 rounds. We're going into 9, so imagine how good this ultimate control is. And that's the thing about Ascent is how easy it is to grab bolts, and Sick has just been afforded so many. And those 8 kills, I mean, everything is going the way of Sentinels. It's the attacking side. Obviously, when you have a Phoenix, I think things obviously get a little bit easier, so maybe on the defensive side, things are a little worse. Menace is like, there's nothing I can do. That's great shock dart placement, though, to predict that he's going to move back there by Shazam.
Yeah, no, that's something that you just gotta go for, especially off the early contact. And if you're not there immediately, if you're not there to at least spot up that first spot, you might as well just focus up on 1, using up those shock darts. And not only that, but allowing Tens to make his way on site too. He gets up an easy kill in hell. Sentinels now have full positioning here on site, and Zoms comes in swinging over on Cat off the flank, and he's able to clear out 2. Zekin now in a 1v5 again. His statistics, they have been massive thus far, but he's simply not going to be up to the task of taking on a 1v5. Sentinels win up a 7-2 lead.
Oh, this is very clean from Sentinels. These entries from 10s again, being very brutal, quick, easy. There's nothing you can really do to stop a quick dash like that when Sentinels, these burst plays are always so scary to face up against. And well, Noble On 7-2. They made the last half, or the last game, first half, 8-4. It could be possible here, but Sentinels, they're just allocated so much control, right? They're able to get into A main completely free. B main has been
Tyson's
also
still on the
relatively
right now.
uncontested
Yeah.
as Dapper is just sitting back and lurking, right? Menace, well, only slows him down for a little bit. He's able to work his way into the cubby of B main, another bait and switch positioning. And now his position's been given away thanks to the paint shell. So Sentinels gonna maybe take it a little bit slower, but on the other side, Noble, they know this is a B hit. They've got all the control, and there's a lockdown even ready for the retake.
The Sentinels favor. Do have that Cosmic Divide, which has been fairly oppressive off of takes, mainly over towards the B side. We're gonna see.
Kyedae, if Tens is our boyfriend, does that mean you're our girlfriend? No, fuck
I
off.
think that's gonna go down.
Sorry, that was kind of rude. No.
The Sentinels, they do begin to kind of
that was a
double
little mean.
back, looking for an 8 finish. but
no,
it's
I'm
a little
sorry.
weird to even see this because Noble, they have been playing around with
I'm
more
only for
A
Tyson.
pressure, and I like this. Sentinels are just taking things step by step, knowing how aggressive Noble is. In Precision, he's essentially on like that 5th step. He's all the way in the back in A main, and the Secret, they get taken down immediately in Precision's launch that reveals his position essentially, and he has to go back to A main.
This is the burst they need to commit now. Look at this utility though. King is doing a really good job of
is a really
delaying.
good
Right?
job.
Those nanostorms are gonna buy time, but these players, they're still waiting. They're ready to burst. Alarm bot goes off. 20 seconds left. There are 4 players here now for Noble. This should be their round.
Precision needs this, but he's not going to be able to get anything. So instead, King gets traded back by Sick, and the site is theirs. There's just
That
about
is
10
such
seconds
a
left.
good
No
ult to
lockdown either
use.
for that retake.
That's
It's get caught out
insane.
in the open, and the Cosmic Divide ends up splitting up Heaven. They can't go for any of these shots,
Wow.
even though they even got a ping onto Sick. And look at this position from the Psalms. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, right up in the corner. A recon dart goes right on in, right as the wall goes down. Dapper gets another kill onto Menace. Jangler still with a kill back, still a 3-on-3. They got a whole lot of util. Shazam sitting
2-on-3,
back
not
right in
3-on-3.
A main. Oh my god, Sick up close. Dapper essentially gets
Oh.
Goomba stomped, but he still gets the kill onto
Goomba
Jangler.
stomped.
And Shazam, same thing, back onto Zekin. Nothing too crazy. Sentinels, they go trade for trade as they take up an 8th.
Yeah, that was really tricky for Noble to kind of predict those rotations. And I think those Seekers were
shit.
really important, but you maybe needed to use them at a much more convenient time. Once you've gotten that A main control, it's all about maintaining that. And so
Everyone's
Noble, they
doing their
weren't
part, and it's
necessarily
really nice to
prepared
see.
for the hit, mainly
You know?
because when you
I
have
love
the
it.
prospect of cutting noise, when Sentinels
great.
kind of just
Look at
empty out
Dapper,
of B main
11 and
after
3 right
putting
now.
so many
Dude's
players
feeling
there,
it today.
cutting that noise could means 2 things. Either they're going
Yeah, I've
back
punched
to
my
A,
mic like
or they're just
5,000
trying to play
times
sound. They're
today.
playing dead.
Ooh,
just to try to get
Tyson!
into B. Doesn't work out in 10s.
Tons?
I don't even know where that opening came from. It's in the middle of B site.
Suppo.
It's in the middle of the site. Actually, how did that
I hope
opening
you don't
even
talk like that
happen?
to an actual woman. That's not cool.
That's a little awkward. I hope to even get an answer from that in terms of a replay later.
I don't know how you got the kill.
Well, and we
It's
go,
1
at
HP
least
though.
with this round, there's a whole lot more action as
crazy.
the sidearms for Noble, they begin to kind of converge down on the mid side. Sentinels, they are all here, and they have an inkling that they're here. You have Zakin.
1 HP.
Potentially
on
go
one
for a
the
little bit of a
players.
jump, but with the smoke in that back line, wants for a little bit more space. The recon bolt is not going to be able to catch anyone, so the King is feeling a little bit too confident about this. Around the corner, Sick goes for the curveball, and it's all too easy for him. One more player on site. He's going to have to come down to
think that's what
Jangler,
Mike
who was
was
already
giggling
ready for the
about.
anti-util push. What's up that grab wall up
Think he's
close,
not
but he's
gonna
already
sub.
dead. Sentinels have sight.
Yeah, pretty free round. I think with the guns that Noble had, it was not going to be ever in their favor. Intense, just doing Intense things. Is even going to collect up a second, maybe even a third to get the Blade Storm. Intense, yup, there it is. 3 for
Wow.
10s.
Oh my
I
god,
still really
he's
wanna
so
know where that first
sexy.
kill
Holy
came from,
shit.
but if we never get an answer, then
I don't know,
that's-
if that
that's
does
the
not turn you
mystery
on,
about 10s is able to find a
Right.
kill.
then I don't know what
at the
will.
start of a round.
Oh,
in the
okay,
middle of
okay,
this.
let's see it, let's see it, let's see it. So,
Oh, he was. What?
oh, Menace, are you kidding me, brother?
I think he double blast pack to try and
I
get
know,
in.
he did, and he died to Tens through the window.
died?
Tens just threaded the needle from that. Are you kidding me?
Wow. Dude, the fact that
Wow.
Tens even predicts that.
Dude, he's
Tyson
on
is
something
so
else today.
good.
Like
Oh my.
Tens is actually hitting some legitimately crazy shots, some hard
nice
shots.
try, Tyson.
And Tens actually overwhelms Menace, and Sick is there for the cleanup, and Precision still takes him down. And in the middle of the Hunter's Fury, Zekken can't take down Sick, so Sick is gonna stay alive and heal up entirely, and still has to run it back. He's gonna use it, and he wants to clear out the rest of his sights. Knows that the Hunter's Fury came from around this vicinity. Wants to clear out hell. And Zekken is gonna hold on to heaven. He takes down Shazam, looking down for a second. Six pops out for the smoke. Gonna go down to 41 HP. Now it's a 2v2. Dapper needs that kill, and indeed he's gonna get it. The lockdown going into. The gravity well. It's not good for it's not good for Jangler.
Come on, Mike.
He eventually gets the kill. The gate was slowly opening, but now Dapper has that spike, and he can double back to B.
And he's got a cam as well for this post plant, so he's gonna know when Jangler's coming, but the timing might not be in his favor. He gets on the cam for a second, doesn't see him close to the gate. He should know. I think he might have spotted him. No, not exactly.
Diaper has this, guys.
Sets up here on the back site. This comes down to the Cosmic Divide last round. Here's the last chance to use it. And Dapper's taking a much more different position. He knows that Cosmic Divide is available to be locked out of the site in Boathouse. It's not a favorable position.
Jangler. I keep saying Dangler. Jangler. Still getting up that first pick onto Dapper. Out goes the Cosmic Divide, and it's actually a little bit of an angle. It comes up most of short. And Jangler, there you go. Like you mentioned, Sully fakes it onto site. And of course, because of that wall, you have no audio cue whatsoever. Jangler could be virtually anywhere. He could be at the freeze.
So close, Maddie.
Off of that entry.
Girl, that was so close. That's like an impossible. That's almost an impossible scenario to win. And if he won that, that would have been amazing.
Big fashion. But again, I mentioned this before, Sully. Noble's defensive side has actually been some of the most effective.
It's okay, Maddie. Do you see your boyfriend's kill to death ratio right now?
Yeah, Noble it is.
Mike does. Mike sucks. Oh shit.
Now transition back to the attacking side where they have less than a 50.
And thank you, Friendly Boy, for the 7. Thank you,
their entire map.
Priorino for the 7. Thank you,
Such a difficult half to come back from. Losing 9-3 as well, and you really don't have any of those entry potentials that maybe Sentinels have.
For those of you who don't know, Maddie, who's in my chat right now, is Dapper's girlfriend.
So, they were on something when it came to getting those.
Well, I'm sure most of you know.
Now, though,
say hi to Maddie, everybody.
Comeback is possible.
She's good. She's really good at Valorant.
Spoke to Apex, one of their coaches, about it, how they feel like they are one of the better teams that could take down Sentinels. But man, they are not showing it right now. And on the attacking side, how do you counter this aggression that Dapper is doing himself?
Okay.
Oh my god, Dapper's still tapping away, getting a whole lot of damage, which could just be healed up. Precision ends up getting the kill after, but Sick is actually here, and same with Shazam. He's gonna die in the exact same spot as his teammate. That just hurts. But it's a decent plan for Sentinels, to say the least. They wanted to counteract that mid-pressure ASAP. But they try to get the kill up onto Menace, almost going coast to coast and mid. But Menace,
come on, Ten's a zombie, do something!
Ten's is trying to line up a frag onto Menace and not able to get anything from it. Still trying to fight up Precision, missing on his shots. He's still taking on damage from the turret. And while this action is all happening, Sully, an A take is going down at the same time. Precision gets another kill. Zoms is holding it down, and A is free. Precision gets another one. That's another 4K for Precision, and he can finish it off. He's heading off into Cat potentially, and Zoms only at 48 HP.
Come on, give him the ace, Precision. You've had so many chances for aces. Well, this is the one.
Come on, brother.
One more kill.
Oh, he saw at the top of his head.
No, he's backing out.
Nobody's moving except for Precision. He's not going to go the right way.
No, and Precision's going back a main. He wants the pinch if you can find. No. Oh, that's so sad. I wanted to see it because, again, his second 4K of the game. But it's simply not going to happen. Zekken takes him down. That's Noble with a massive pistol round, their first one of the series thus far.
Right, it's always so cliche to say that the pistol round is the most important round.
You're supposed to be supportive.
Well, it's the same situation that Noble were in the first game. Is when they lost that pistol, they had to kind of sort out their economy, figure out, okay, do we want to force here and possibly lose the game off of a second round full buy? Well, now they don't have that
better
worry.
not choke this.
They're
If they choke this,
full buy, 5 Spectres, no credits being spared.
You feel me? Them is very supportive. No, I feel that.
Sentinels, they themselves have pistols. Now I don't want to count them out, not at all, because
how did Dapper pull Maddie?
Lesser guns,
Maddie's a
the
hottie.
That they take with the shorty as well from Dapper pushing through B main, anything can happen here. And already with such early information collected, they can lean so heavily to the safe side, which they're doing right now. And Noble, they might not be prepared for it. Everyone in Sentinels backed up for the retake.
Very similar to Noble back then, just trying to stay disciplined and trying to go as a team off of this retake. But again, that Nebula staying up for a large amount of time. Precision actually wants that angle, launches out the Hound, and okay, one by one. There we go. Buddy, and gonna get all that info. Gets 3 players off of that too. That's massive. Menace up close as there's actually 2 players.
It's the sound that the dog's making.
Dapper, okay, actually spamming right through the wall. Right through the Nebula, not going to be able to find anything. Still that Spectre spraying through, going to be able to get one and the second. Sentinels with all 3 players into heaven. King gets another one, and the spam on through. Sentinels can go nowhere.
Oh, there's nothing you can do in that position. The pistols are locked out of the sight. Sentinels are locked out of the round, and Noble, they keep on fighting here, man, despite this being their weaker side. They are looking good so far, but it's just against pistols, right? We have to remember that this is the lower buy here for Sentinels, and when we get to the other side, or when we get into the next round, that's when the guns come back to play, and where maybe Noble have a little bit more of an obstacle to leap over, and I wonder, what do they have planned for a situation like that? We've seen the aggression already in those first 2 rounds from Sentinels. What do you have planned to deal with it, though, is from at least the question for Noble.
It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because, again, Noble.
Because if you throw...
You haven't seen all too much from their attacking.
I'm gonna go to Texas.
Side. It has been
and whoop
fairly
all of your asses
throughout this bracket alone.
I'll find them.
Looking at this early setup, Noble, they want to go off on their own, it seems. Trying to fight up this mid side where 10s might just be ready for this interaction.
It's a little bit more of a different setup as well for Sentinels. It's just Zombs alone on the A site.
How do you pronounce Tyson's last name? It's
no. Player, so him going down
just like no.
Be favorable, but no one is there to challenge. Noble have got full mid control. King is going to work his way up in the market, so a lot of good positioning here. They've even watched out for
Tyson,
any push
Ben,
through B main. The recon bolt will allow Shazam to get a little bit more investigative. So far, it is quiet from both sides. Sentinels pulling 3 players back to A off of the recon bolt. That was sent by Shazam. They aren't convinced it's a full hit, and that's why we see 10s kind of hovering around and sick. A really risky position is he could get caught from both angles, but the 3 players or 2 other players around him, he should feel pretty safe as the exec starts to work its way into A.
Sick up close, not able to get anything back though, as Menace gets an early kill.
Do you have OnlyFans?
Not actually gonna commit to this. They end up getting that early frag, but they're counting on King. King might have actually been spotted. No, he wasn't. Tans is gonna go down off of the rotation, and I think King spotted someone else in Precision in a great angle. It's gonna catch someone else. Zombs still with a kill back onto King, but that was because he was just sticking around for too long. Sentinels have split up their sights. Shazam is the only contact on site, and Shazam has to go big, taking up Menace first. Still sticking up back into the corner, has a takedown second, but it doesn't happen.
Zombs, you got this, man. Hashtag Zombs Nation, guys, in my chat, please.
Stars left, Sully. He's gonna
we got this, right? I think we have this.
This is all up to mechanical skill here, and he's even got a player flanking. There should be no chance Zombs pulls off this clutch. A 1v3. It really doesn't seem possible at all, and yep, with the peek going in, a double peek as well. Both players second. 6-9, Noble. They are really putting on some heat here. 4 rounds in a row.
NT
from that first half. They reset Sentinels here. They could get 7, possibly even 8. And we continue in that cycle where Sentinels get reset over and over because they haven't had the loss.
I'm very close to losing it.
There is a really
guys,
good
now they're on
Noble
eco.
can actually pull this one back. I mean, given the economic situation, like I said,
so it's gonna be
how everyone is starting to click here for Noble.
It's insane.
Oh, Tyson might be buying op next round.
That one tipping point.
I think he's buying op.
Although it is stereotypical, it just came down to that pistol round. Once they got that economic advantage
guys,
on top of Sentinels, from there they can just
why?
And indeed they have been doing.
Because that's my fucking boyfriend!
Yes, they are facing up.
Do you see that?
Yes, they are facing up against Sheriffs, but you have one of the best players
Holy
in North
shit!
America mechanically on the other side of the server.
Oh my god!
And he already has a kill in the round.
Cringe? Get the fuck out of my chat.
Well, the Hunter Siri available, and Sick is on a great position, but King, they're battling
I woke
back.
Up my
Mechanical
dog.
Lamb against Mechanical Lamb. Who's hit the aim labs harder? And apparently, it's even right now. 4 versus 4. Sentinels still in a strong position with 2 players on this A site, but Noble, they're reinforcing the hit if they want to go for it. They're waiting that late lurk. They have no B main control.
I think it's stable Nathan for some.
Risk to try and even work back into it, but Precision is looking for any lurks.
Does Tyson hear me from the other room? He told me
that
he heard all of my sheeshes.
Window. They are stacking all here on the A site. We've seen how it went once. Does it go the same again?
He's one Seeker. Right up against the corner. Precision.
Nice try, Mike.
Oh,
NT.
strike rounds Dapper.
We got this.
In a beautiful spot, and Sentinels with a very preemptive rotation. They end up getting caught completely off guard, but now with a util being placed on site and the spike eventually going down, they make the full rotation. Zekken is here for a little bit of a farm. He ends up getting one, make it two, potentially a third, but no, Zoms takes
That's
down
not
Zekken
bad
from below
for
the
Eco.
floor. But King gets the kill back, so Noble now have a 7th. This is their next step now,
You know,
Sully, to potentially
it's
tie
actually
up
not
this
that
map.
bad.
It's got to be a reset here, at least against Sentinels now. Tens
Has to be.
not had the Bladestorm online. He hasn't really had to use it too much in this defensive side, but now he's got the Operator. This was what I spoke of, at least on the attacking side. We didn't get to see it pulled
Thank
out,
you.
but here on the
It's
defense
Huma
is where
for
it
the gifted
really
sub.
works. And Tens, he's a game changer, man. He's an X factor, and this Operator, it squares it, right? He's X squared right now, basically.
Thank you,
Sentinels.
Rozio.
This is really
Rozio
nerve-wracking
for
because he's got a
the
chance
sub.
for a really early pick. They haven't had to face the op just yet for Tens, but now you've got to go against it. You might be scared, and he hasn't even ripped out a shot just yet.
Sorry.
Alright, we're off to the races. Tens gets
No, this
himself
is comeback.
up, and
Fucking
finally,
easy.
we get a spark of what is the opping Jet as
Am I
always.
right?
Gets himself that first frag over towards Tiles. It's one of the hot spots for ops
You're
on this
hard.
map anyways.
Um,
So Noble, they get completely punished for
okay.
even trying to make their way out of that
I
position.
think he chose the
Tens
official for the
has
sub.
doubled back all the way to being a flash.
Yeah, I think they were pulled over because of the Trailblazers, so...
And look at him, he's trying to
Okay.
He's gonna get one here for sure in 10.
Oh my
Lining
god,
up
what the
two,
fuck? This is my
and
boyfriend.
Sentinels in a
Holy
5v3,
shit.
and that is
Ugh.
it, man. That's the game changer. X squared, it's 10.
Oh my god, just imagine.
I love that plan from Tens.
Big hand
period.
Wang for
He gets
the
that
sub.
first shot on Cat. It's very early into the round. He still has 2 players on site, and he goes back immediately over towards the B site to try to get yet another cheeky kill. As Noble is trying to stay as
you, it's
slow
Huma
as
for another
possible.
gifted sub.
It is just not working on their favor. Watch out for the showstopper though. Menace sticking around that nebula, has to launch it out at some point, but it's completely clear and gonna be able to take down Zoms.
Unlucky.
Again, that was totally dry. Menace just had to guess, and he guessed in the right position. Zekken takes down Dapper.
Yes, Tyson!
No, he
Come
contends. Roaming around, has to get the kill on the Jangler, but Jangler
God,
goes
it
down
freaked
to
me out.
sick. Zekken is completely isolated. The Hunter's
scared.
Fury is not gonna go down. Instead, the defuse sticks, and Zekken goes down anyways. 10-7 for Sentinels.
A huge pivotal round one picked up by Sentinels right there. They keep the Operator alive. They have some ults charged up as well now. That was it, man. That was Noble's opportunity.
I woke
to
up my
really
dog.
shock
He was
Sentinels.
sleeping on
That's
the
it,
couch,
man.
and
That's
now
what you
he's
wanted
laying
from
under the
Tens.
coffee
The
table
buff is
because
pulled out, and immediately
I'm too loud.
he gets impact with it. Noble, that's something that's going to be in the back of their mind for the rest of this game. However long that lasts,
so
that Tens
good.
is always going to be around with the Operator. And Sentinels, it's very, very close here. Still, 3 rounds only separate them. Noble are taking attack pause. They improved drastically on Haven when they had it, so they're gonna try. They have to find a way to really shut down the op from Tens and give him no opportunities.
Zekken.
I don't know, it does look like we are in a tactical pause right now, going over towards the side of Noble, and
That's a really good time
again,
to do a
for
tactical
a team
tactical
that is,
pause.
you know, so new to essentially competitive, because Sully, I don't know if you
Kyedae
knew this,
is
but they
a
only
torpedo.
have 1 player on this team with actual competitive experience.
Wow.
So them heading into this, their coaches have to keep them in line, and it does seem like they make a pause at a perfect time.
And
That's
thank you,
a veteran move, honestly.
Yeah,
I
mean,
love you,
that's a
Lazaro,
situation
for
where
some-
when you have those inexperienced players that haven't played competitive FPS like Sentinels have, it's that moment to calm, that moment to breathe. And Menace, well, he is breathing heavily as he knows what's coming.
Damn.
It's sick around the
Sick
corner.
at least gets like
He's got
1
full B main
kill
control,
per
and Tens is pushed up
ulti.
even deeper.
It's
They
actually
know
insane.
100% this is now an A hit.
Like his use of ulti is like
That's the
so
aim for
impactful.
Noble. They're starting to
It's
make their
so
steps.
crazy.
Well, teensy tiny
Like,
steps actually making their way into
That
the
agent's
side, but
made for him.
King.
It's insane.
playing up on the lurking Sentinel. Almost,
Who's coaching Sentinels?
pioneered
Oh, I am.
By the player on the other side of the server. Turns Zapper, but it's actually
No,
gonna be
no. In
Shazam
all
taking
seriousness,
up the kill onto King, and
they
that's
don't have a
very
coach.
unfortunate for King.
Shazam
Zoms
does the
still around
calling,
the
and he's the
corner.
one that does like all the VOD stuff.
The
So
smoke right in the middle of the
Yeah.
space. Precision right around it. Only 3 players remaining for Noble. They're split up on site. Dapper staying in the middle. Has to keep his head on a swivel. But with the smoke right in front, he's able to have as
Whatever.
much flexibility as possible. Zekken, he ends up pulling out the Hunter's Fury early just to try to get
That
a
was
little
really
bit
good.
of space away. The spike is on the other side of the nebula, and it goes down at such an an opportune time. Zoms takes them down right as it dissipates. Sentinels, they have an 11th, and Noble's economy, man, oh man, it still is growing. I'm glad to say that off of those 4 rounds, they still have a very stable economy, purely because Sentinels, they weren't able to get many frags back in those rounds, but this could potentially be it, Sully, in terms of a reset.
This is probably the do or die.
Wow, that's a beautiful pick.
Operator again, it didn't have the impact, but that is textbook usage of the run it back by Sick to get full B-main control and to have 10s push up off of it as well, to have full confidence, and everyone on the A site by Sentinels was fully prepared for it. That's a cheeky cage. I'm curious to see what it does. I imagine it's going to be for the walkway run out. But Sentinels, 2 rounds to go, and they continue their run to Iceland. Noble, 2 rounds to go, and their Iceland run ends here. 7-11. Noble, an early lockdown here on the B site. It's excavating everyone out. They are taking their time. Cages go up to try and delay, but at a certain point, they know that everybody's gone, but everybody is here for Sentinels.
Oh my
god.
Just that one tripwire ends up picking up Menace, and he goes down to Shazam. Same thing with Tens picking up a kill. Noble, they're still fighting for this. Shazam gets another one from that off position all the way back in B main. Zekin gets another one onto Zoms. Tens in a beautiful position. Gets that ping right through the wall. Able to actually take down Kyedae, 69 HP. Very nicely done. Still 2 players remaining from Noble all the way back in main. Tens readjusts himself back to short. Gets the kill. And he's still fighting. Goes for a no-scope. He's going for yet another clip. Zekin still alive some way, somehow. And Ten's just shooting bullets to the wall with his op. Not able to find anything just yet. Zekin still here. Finds Shazam, and Shazam.
Good shit.
Back towards the spawn side and gets another one in market.
Good shit.
Pivotal part of the hold. Sentinels have a 12. They're 1 step away now, Sully.
1 more to go.
Good shit.
Noble, it is
what do you do?
straight here. The last buy they've got. You said you were happy to say their economy wasn't doing too bad. Well, unfortunately, it's taken a huge dip.
Oh,
Menace
yikes.
on a judge. It needs to be an insane another double blast pack play that we saw on Haven. Has to come out here on Ascent.
Menace isn't playing so good on this map.
Looks like it might
That's
be
too bad.
stumped already. Both
And
Tens and Sick are here alongside Zoms. This is the triple threat here, Gus.
Unreal that Sentinels are even going for a play like this. Noble, they might just be corralled. Indeed they are. Sick able to get the first. And not only that, but he's out in the way immediately. The judge just can't get the distance on. And King being pinged away has to look away from the flash from Sick. Sick gets the kill anyways. Noble are down to 3 around the corner. The Owl Drone still able to pick up 1. Noble are still all towards A main except for 1. There's precision from this side. Tens in midair takes down Menace like a clay pigeon. It was trying to heat up with the satchels, but it doesn't work out. Zekin goes down, guys. Sick off of the trade. Precision now, all he can do is wait. The recon bolt finds him. Out goes the bird, walks into 3.
We did it! Let's go!
They move on to week number 2 of the VCT Challengers.
Dude, Sentinels, that is one way to come back after such an upsetting loss against BBG. Way back in the first open qualies, but they came back and they were the heavy hitters.
Thank you, Jay, for the 3 months. I'm heading to the island soon. Oh, you are?
It was no
Big dicks
easy
on
feat.
me.
They put up a great fight in map number 2. There were great moments of brilliance in map number 1, but when it is Sentinels,
let me know when you're here, Jay.
There's nothing you can do. When all 5 players are online, when they are so aggressive on both the defensive and offensive sides, how can you even adjust? Noble, they put their best shot forward, but unfortunately, Sentinels, they pucked it goodbye.
That's crazy.
It's a little bit weird to even be in this sort of situation, right? Because Sentinels should have already been in the close qualifier, right? They should have already been.
I think this is the only one for today.
Potentially Challengers Finals coming up in a couple of weeks, and well, Sentinels, they had to fight back again.
I'm pretty sure
their road of revenge, as they like to call it, right? They come back with a vengeance.
One more?
And this is the type of map
oh really?
I like to see from Sentinels. It was an overall win when it comes towards their attacking side. They shut down Noble entirely, and then Noble, when they started to heat up, they started to ice up because Sentinels, I mean, they have 1 linchpin, they have 1 wild card, and his name is Tens.
I feel like it's not even 1 wild card, right? In a deck of 52, there are 2 jokers, and they had 2.
right.
Dude, Sick as well. I mean, we can talk about Tens all day. Everybody knows the name. He's the aim lab god. He's the grid shot master.
So when is it?
Dude, Sick looked outrageous in this series. His entries on the run it back, they're always game changing. And when you have that run it back,
Luminosity versus
any
Energy
round
first.
is not done until Sick is out of it.
And
then
it's
after
crazy
that,
the impact of the running
then
backs,
they
right?
play
Because usually for a lot
semis?
of teams, we see the running back being used purely for the takes, but Sick used it in so many different fashions,
Yeah.
whether it be for his own individual gain and just
yeah, I
trying
didn't think
to
it was today.
maybe even just fake a sight, or him just trying
Yeah.
to get out of a very sticky situation, whether he's down to 30
That was
HP
good.
or 150.
Yeah.
He was
Okay,
still
good.
trying to go up in those types of interactions.
But
with
there's
the
one
running
more
back, and it
game.
was crazy
Should
to
we
see
watch the
impact
last
from
one,
Yeah, it's
or
no
should
fear
I
from
end it
Sick. I think
here?
it's the biggest thing on a running back. You can have no fear, and when you
I
combine
have
it with
no,
the Phantom,
like-
the dude is running and gunning. It's a
There's no
recipe for disaster.
passion in this game that
And
I'll
I
be
gotta
watching.
give a big shout out to Noble coming into this game too. I mean, coming into this tournament, they had the hopes, right? Because they ended up picking down Luminosity. They have a lot of upset potential, and you know what? I just feel like we could see this Noble team a whole
Watch
lot more
it.
going forward. It almost feels like kind of the path of like the Kooky Koalas, except Noble. They've been an organization for a while. I mean, I come from the Super Smash Brothers scene. I come
Ian,
from fighting
I've been
games.
studying.
Noble's been
I'll
around,
study
bro.
after.
Seeing them here in
I-
Valorant, seeing them making their moves, I have to give
I
them
think-
a massive congratulations.
I
for even
think
making
I will
it
end it
to
here.
The top 8. Unfortunately, they just had to face on what is
yeah, I probably
one of our
should.
best that we have to see here in North America in terms of Sentinels. Here we go.
Thank
The
you guys
Vengeance.
all
They have gained at
for
least here for Open Qualifier,
watching.
but they have to face on week number 2 coming on next week. They are
go
our first
raid
qualified team for week
Steal.
number 2 out of this bracket. But our next game, ladies and gentlemen, Luminosity versus NRG. It's a battle for blood. Both of these teams have been developing a whole lot in the
Wait,
last few months.
that's a wrong
LG,
steal.
They were in Masters, but they failed to qualify.
Steal
in
underscore
last
TV.
week. Same
Oh my
thing
God,
with
that's so scary.
Sentinels. Let's see if they can make their way back,
Wait,
or they can be
guys,
stopped by NRG.
please
We'll be
spam
right back
Sheesh
with
in his
our
chat
next
because he
best
hates it, and I personally don't really care. But thank you guys also so much for watching today. I might be back later tonight after I study for It Takes Two again. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, make sure to spam Sheesh in this chat. Annoy the absolute fuck out of him. Okay? Are we ready? Alright guys, have a good one. Let's have fun. Okay, bye.